Hey, there you go. There you go. It's cracking, baby. How you doing? What's up? This is Akira the Don. Let me know how is everything sounding okay out there? Is everything working out there? Can you see okay? Does it look okay? Is it lagging? Is it horrible? What's going on? Let me know. Let me know. Welcome to Ask Akira live from where am I? Where am I? Playa del Carmen. Playa del Carmen. I'm in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. How's it sound? Oh, and my voice is slightly pitched down. Hey! So it's lucky. It's lucky. We can't do DJ sets just yet, waiting for a plug. Waiting for a plug. I packed. You'll see some behind the scenes pictures later. I packed everything I would need, I thought. But the one thing I didn't have was the plug for my DJ, for my decks, you know? So anyway, that's on its way here. We paid a huge amount of money for it to arrive quickly, and it didn't arrive quickly. So yeah, I might have to, I don't know, might have to go to Cancun on Monday and shake somebody down for that thing. But cool thing is, we moved. I don't know if you all know what's been going on. We're in Mexico, Terry Price. We're in Mexico, Terry Price. We're in exile. We're in exile in Mexico, you know, working our way back to Texas. We trying to get back to Texas, you know. We try to get back to Texas, baby, and we are aiming at it. We're doing it. But yeah, we're in Mexico right now, and yeah, we were in Cancun, and we tried to do a live stream, and it was it was impossible. The internet was so bad, and couldn't find anywhere in Cancun with good internet. Right, so because you guys, it's so very, very important that we hang out and stay in touch and all that. We moved to a different part of Mexico. You know, we moved to a different part of Mexico. We are now in Playa del Carmen. We're in Playa del Carmen, and we searched Playa del Carmen far and wide, and we found a place with good internet, and it's also got a pool, which is very nice. So Hercules and me get to swim, and we have internet, and the internet works, and the landlord was kind enough to run a cable through the window so I can plug in directly, so we can stream, you know, we can stream. So here we are streaming. Martin says it could be louder, huh? All right, let's see, how's this? A 1 2 1 2. A 1 2 1 2. That's probably a bit too loud. There we go. WMIV. Playa del Carmen is very nice. I've been to a couple of weddings down there. Really. That's nice. That's nice. It's very nice. We're in Playa del Carmen right now. I'll tell you one thing. When we was looking, you know, I live my life. You know my place in Texas, I told you, right? I found that just like looking on a map and kind of like dropping a pin and going, oh, that looks like a cool bit. Look, there's a lake. And just moved there without ever having seen the place, you know. Kind of did that with this place, but you know, I wanted to be by the sea. I like the sea. One of the best times in my life was when I was preparing to move to America, and I was training. You know, I was training my body and my mind and all that, and I was running on the beach every day. And that's one thing I've always wanted to get back to, is being able to run on the beach every day. Laura Pip says that's better. Can hear you now. That's great. That's great news. We heard. Amazing. Yeah, I wanted to get back to a beach situation, you know, so we were like, all right, we're gonna have to move somewhere else to get internet that works so we can talk to the people, you know, so we can hang out. And we was looking at, you know, Airbnbs, and there was beach places, you know. We could have gone to a beach, but this place just seemed really magical, you know, and it had the best internet, so we came here. But then we went down the beach on the first night here on Friday, and we went down the beach. Little Hercules, bless him, he's a little Hercules, and he's got a very sensitive nose, you know. He can smell stuff. He can really smell things. And he was aghast. And it turns out this time of year in Playa del Carmen, they have this crazy seaweed thing. There's literally mountains of seaweed along the shore. So the crystal blue water that we had in Cancun, which was just some of the most beautiful water I'd ever seen in my life, that ain't here. And had I moved to the beachfront in Playa del Carmen, I would have been running through piles of stinking ass seaweed. So, you know, Shouts out to the Most High for moving us in the direction of this lovely little place that we're in right now. It's lovely, you know. I got everything I need. I got internet. I got water. You know, I got what do they call it when you move to Mexico and your insides fall out for a week? I got that. I got that, baby. Getting through that. What's up, Harry Potter 9890? Who says, just spreading the love. Thank you for sharing yourself with all of us. Oi! Harry Potter 9890. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you. Anyway, how are you guys doing? What's cracking? How are y'all? How are you enjoying the new album? Like, we're in exile in Mexico. We still managed to hit the schedule and get the album out. I couldn't believe it. You know, the visual took a few days longer. Because, yeah, it was sure that I only got the internet working yesterday. You know, so and I'm also working on a laptop, and I'm used to working on a supercomputer. So I've been renting a supercomputer in the cloud and interfacing with that via a laptop, but that requires the internet to work. So it's been very difficult. The stuff I do it's been taking me like 10 times as long to do it, you know. So I've just been staying up to like 6 in the morning, working on a supercomputer in San Francisco via this one and trying to get things working. You know, but we got it working, we got it cracking in the end. It was the Theo Von visual album. I had to make it and upload it like 4 times before it would work. It kept getting claimed and shit like that, and then YouTube just stopped working. It was stuck on rendering or whatever they call it, processing for like a day. I had YouTube support, man. I've been talking with YouTube, which always scares me, you know, because I'm like, I hope I get one of the nice ones and not one of the ideologically possessed ones, because you don't want them to know you exist, you know what I mean? You're like, you don't want them to know you exist, because they might do something to you. I mean, they already pressed the button to, you know, shadow my ass. But I don't know what else they might do. But I had to get on support, and the person was really nice, so shouts out to that person. They were really nice. Matt Lally's in the house. Buenas noches, sir. The Don. Hola, Matt Lally. I've been doing Duolingo. I've been learning Spanish. I've been doing every single day since we've been here, right? Like 3 weeks or something. And I'm still rubbish. But I recognize words now, you know. I do recognize things when I see them written down. I recognize them. I can barely string a sentence together, but I recognize words when I see them and I hear them, you know. And I can order myself a coffee and shit like that. So it's not so bad. It's not so bad. Multiverse Media Space says, "Oh, you're doing a virtual desktop?" Yeah, there's this thing I've been using. It's really, really cool. It's called Vagon, Vagon.io, right? Vagon. And you basically rent in a virtual desktop, but you can change it for what you need, right? So you can get an incredibly powerful one and render videos, and then you can switch it out to less powerful for when you're doing less powerful shit, but your programs are still there, and your Dropbox is still connected and all that. It's a miracle. All this stuff, we've managed to keep things rocking since we've been out here, right? We dropped some mixtapes, we dropped a single every week, we just dropped an album. That would have been impossible without that. And I discovered that Vagon thing literally the night I was packing to leave Texas and come out here to Mexico, you know. Hey, we got Mighty Chris Olin in the house. What's up, baby? Thank you for the support. Sergio Tesh is in the house. Says, lovely to see y'all. Keep getting after it. You already know. It's so nice to see you all. Charlotte was really, really happy and really, really excited that we got this working. You know, she was really, really excited. She'd been missing y'all. You know, she like misses the connection. Joshua Trans says, can we expect a Latino flair on the next album? I don't know about the next album, but definitely I got some songs cooking. I got some germs and ideas of songs cooking that have got that flavor, baby. And I've been walking around the hood, you know. It's really nice now we're in Playa del Carmen. When we was in Cancun, where we was living there, it was like I walk around and I don't know, it was a bit weird. It was a bit strange. It was like literally everyone's wearing masks. And it was a strange place we were in. It felt very constrained and kind of trapped. We felt very trapped when we was there, you know. But here feels a lot more free, and it's really cool, and like there's a real wide variety of different sorts of people, and there's really good graffiti, like really good graffiti, you know. I don't like bad graffiti when people just like you know, write poorly spelt expletives or whatever, you know what I mean? There's like really good graffiti here. And loads of these junkyard dogs, you know, and I love all these dogs, man. It feels really romantic. You know, you're walking around and there's the dog just in the middle of the road, and there's some beautiful mural someone's painted, and there's like a pile of rubble over there, but with beautiful flowers growing through the rubble, you know? Yeah, it's dope, Matt Lally. Oh, Lord! Chris Olin says, Lally! Hey, God bless. Shouts out. This is your boys. Matt Lally says, when Florida? When Florida? Yo, yeah, when anything. Who knows, you know? We still have no idea when we can return, but we will. We will return. No idea when, though. It's such a weird condition to be in, the not knowing, you know, where one is going to be at any point. But it's cool. I got a CRT TV, you know, and I got a supercomputer in the cloud, so we're keeping it rocking. You know, we're keeping it rocking. 2076 says, watch out for dogs. You got to carry a dog stick or a dog rock, perhaps. Why is that? Are the dogs mean? All the dogs I seen are being mad cool. Mad cool dogs. Shuhangha Singh says, collab with David Goggins. Have you heard the Goggins album? Shubhankar Singh. Have you heard the David Goggins album? David Goggins' Meaningwave album, Akira the Dawn. Ooh, ooh. Maybe you have. It's very, very good. It's very, very good. Yeah, anyway, we keeping it moving. We keeping it moving. Got the instrumental album dropping next week. It's called Hitters. And that's dropping next week. The instrumentals are really fire. Very fire instrumentals on the Theo Von album. How you feeling about the Theo Von album? Let me know. Let me know how you feeling about the Theo Von album. Let me know how you've been feeling about the visuals we've been dropping out. I've been putting so much work and effort into these visuals and things. Like, we put out a mixtape last week called The Shadow, and I spent days on that visual. I spent so long on the visual, and you know that I made that with this TV. Let me show you this TV. I was trying to show you this stuff last time we tried to stream, and it just wasn't working. Look at Mars says, Akira, what are you drinking? Agua, my guy, straight agua. Chris Olin in the house says, this is Mars. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Mars, Chris Olin. This is Mars. This is agua, aka water. You know, Matt Lally says, bought some of your ATD BitClout. Oh, I forgot about BitClout. I should check back in there. Are people using BitClout? Are people using BitClout? Anyway, check this out. So this is how I make my videos with this. And so I've got this box here. And it's circuit bent, right? It's circuit bent, you know, so it like messes with the visuals in this fashion. Hey, what's up, Hercules? We got Hercules in the house. What are you doing here?
Show you guys I wanted to
Hey, come over. We got Hercules.
I wanted to show you guys a thing I made, well, a drawing I made, which is my fan-made piggy skins.
What's a piggy skin?
Wait.
We got Hercules here, by the way. That's my son. He's a human male boy. How you doing, Herc? How you enjoying Mexico?
It's good.
Yeah. The camera's that way. Look at people that way. You just sit down. All right. Yeah. How you feeling, Mexico?
I like it.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and I want to tell them about the piggy skins.
So what's a piggy skin?
A piggy skin there's a Roblox game in Roblox, which is a free-to-play game.
Yeah.
On the App Store and on computer.
Yeah.
And there's loads of games in a game.
Okay.
And there's this one game called Piggy, which has a cool story in it. It's like The Walking Dead, but it started with a potato. And the way so a piggy skin is a skin that you buy. So when you're piggy, you're that skin with the weapon and stuff. But most piggy characters are actually canon, which means they're in the story. They're in the story. But another most of them are just their skins to be cool.
Okay, well, let's have a look. Show me the skin. Show me the skin, young Hercules. He's designing mad games. Mad games. Matt Lally says Ted loves Piggy. That's your kid, right? That's the kid. That's Ted Lally. What are we looking at here? Hang on. Microphone kind of in the way. Ah, there we go. Okay, so what are we looking at here, Hercules?
This is a duck skin called Wilbur the Duck.
Okay.
His weapon is a flower with a knife in it.
His weapon is a flower with a knife in it. Yo, that's so sneaky. A flower with a knife in it. So people think it's a nice flower, but actually,
it's a knife.
Yo, you gotta watch out for hippies.
His regular name is his regular eye is just dark green.
His regular eye is dark green.
His second eye is yellow.
His second eye is yellow.
And his 2 feet are yellow.
His 2 feet are yellow. This is dope.
And he costs 700 piggy coins.
700 piggy coins. You gotta talk into the mic.
Piggy tokens.
Piggy tokens. Okay. What's that in real money? What's that?
In real money,
Is piggy tokens cryptocurrency?
You can buy it with Robux.
Is Robux a cryptocurrency?
Yes!
Oh, sick. Alright.
Sorry if that, well, I think it is. Well, it's kind of, not really, but...
Yo, so what's up? Is the audio mess up? Is the audio slightly pitched down? Is that what's going on? Oh, good. You know, it wouldn't be a strem if there wasn't some kind of technical issue. I don't think I'm going to be able to fix that during the stream, so we'll just have to put up with it. Is it deal withable? Is it deal withable? Anyway, you'll let me know. Well, this is very cool, Hercules. This is very cool.
There is another skin.
There's another skin.
It's a hamster, and he's called Hipwee. And he's actually this is the hamster itself is on top of a robot human.
Oh, wow.
And it has blood drooping out his mouth, blood coming out his eye.
What?
And it's on top is like this,
right.
Sitting on his head.
Okay.
Look at it yourself on there.
Yeah, I see him. The thing coming out the top of his head.
Yeah, that's the hamster.
Imagine a hamster coming out the top of your head. Yeah, that's great. Hey, this is very dope, Hercules. This is very dope.
And his weapon is a saw on his arm.
His weapon is a saw on his arm. Let's see.
And he has. Wait.
What?
He has blood drooping out his arm because he still has a human arm that was cut off by his own saw.
He cut his own arm off. Why did he do that?
Accidentally, because he was being mind controlled.
You have to talk into the mic if you talk it.
It's because he was being mind controlled by the hamster.
The hamster mind controlled him to cut his own arm off. What? Yo.
But
That's
I'm gonna go play Piggy Enter City with my friend Q.
Okay. All right, you go have fun, buddy.
Also, you know what I might do if I'm still playing with Q and you're still streaming, then maybe I could you know what I could do?
What could you do?
Some of the fans, like 3 of them.
You have to talk into the mic.
No, I don't want them to hear.
You don't want them to hear,
no,
but they can hear you.
Okay,
Just quietly.
Okay, fine. So, like 3 of them, 3 people could be chosen at the end of the stream or something to friend request. No, but you can only friend request me as long as you don't say swears.
You hear that? You hear that? Hercules is gonna let 3 of you friend request him at the end of the show, right? But you're only allowed to do it if you don't swear. He doesn't want to hear no swears.
Yeah, and
you dick.
And you'll be able to. And once you're my friend, you'll be able to go in all my private servers and stuff.
What?
Yeah. So maybe we can set up a stream where I play with the fans.
All right, we'll set up a stream where you play with people. That sounds cool.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Bye.
Love you, son. Go forth. Be epic. Shut the door. Yo, man like Herc. There you go. That was Hercules. That was all Hercules. God bless him. God bless him. You know, he's imagine you're an 8-year-old, you know, and you got a house and you live in it. Imagine you're an 8-year-old, right? You're born in London, and then your parents move you to America when you're like 1 or 2 or something, right? You know, and then you build a life for yourself in Los Angeles, and then weirdos start setting the place on fire, you know. So then you all move to Texas. But none of your friends are in Texas. You don't know nobody in Texas, but you can play with your friends on an iPad, and that's cool, you know. And then just as you're getting used to Texas, suddenly you get yeeted out of the country, and you have to go to Mexico. You know what I mean? God bless. Imagine being 8 and doing all that. So that's my boy. I'm very proud of him. You know, I'm very proud of him. He's dealing with this incredibly. Man like Members Time. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back, Members Time. Good to see you. What's up, Ill Inc? Says the album is divinely timed, as usual, as far as I've seen. An emotional and spiritual story of stories. Happy Father's Day. God bless you, Ill Ink. It's dope to see you. And yeah, it was not deliberately timed to come out around Father's Day. But it is perfect in that regard, is it not? It is, yeah. I saw someone asking earlier, I can't see who it is now because it scrolled away. Someone asked if Theo had heard it. Of course Theo heard it. Otherwise it wouldn't be out, you know. I have to, you know, get the blessing of the person. And yeah, Theo has heard it. And he actually played some of it in his podcast last week, you know. And yeah, he said some very nice things about it. He's very, very lovely guy. Very, very sweet, you know. And he's been very supportive. And he let me do it. I'm playing it on his podcast. So thank you, Theo. You know, this was a divine inspiration thing, the album. In the, just like the first single, the first Theo song I did, I never planned to do it. I went out, I was in my studio in Los Angeles, and I think I'd had some edibles, you know. I've been out to do some digging at the vinyl store and get some vinyl, you know. And I meant to make a completely different kind of song with a completely different kind of artist, and there was some technical issue that stopped me from doing that. And I was like, all right, let me see what else is cracking. At the top of my YouTube recommends was this Theo Von video, and I put it on, and I was like, oh shit, and I had to make a record with it instantly. And then this album came from just one Theo Von podcast that similarly just kind of presented itself to me, and instantly the whole thing appeared to me sonically and aesthetically, and I was very, very, very keenly aware very, very quickly that it was an album, like the size of it, the shape of it, and the necessity of it, you know, and how useful it would be, you know, because a lot of people are having a lot of problems right now. I mean, they already were, you know, a lot of the shadow side of this incredible moment in time. I wish we get to do things of this nature, and we can all be here together. We can all be together in a way that was never possible before. But at the same time, the shadow side of that is that people are lonelier than they have ever been, you know, and some people are without purpose in a way they've never been. You know, for a certain kind of person back in the day, you were born and you knew what you were supposed to do. You knew what your role was on this in this world, you know. I was going to say on this planet, but I don't want to trigger the Flat Earth gang. Flat Earth gang, what's up? But yeah, you know, and now there's a lot of people who don't know what they're supposed to be doing, and that leads to a lot of, while simultaneously being mad lonely, you know, and that leads to a lot of anxiety for a lot of people. And that means that a lot of people will do things like, you know, just fall into drink and drugs and things of that nature. And they're surrounded by cultural sort of influences and signposts that tell them, yeah, that's cool, that's what you should do. Get fucked up, you know. And you know, and a story like Theo's is such a powerful story, you know. And I think I felt a lot of people could relate to it. I felt that because I knew I did, because I saw so much of myself in that story, so much of Theo's life story well, yeah, I related to it. I saw so much of myself in it. I had so many similar experiences myself, you know, and the way with which he dealt with the things that came into him and the kind of person that he became, you know, it's just a very, very powerful thing. And I thought it would be helpful for people, you know. And I thought it would be an amazing album. So I made it, you know, and it's there now, and I'm real glad it exists, and I'm real grateful to Theo for letting me do it, you know. Shouts out to my guy Mike for hooking me up with Theo so that I could get the permission. That's an amazing thing. Thank you, Mike. You beautiful, beautiful beast. Shouts out to man like Lickle Stain. Oh shoot, is Lickle Stain up in the place? It's cracking, Lickle Stain. Lickle Stain says, "You my man. Happy Father's Day. Much love as always. Yo, God bless. Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you, Little Stain. We in the house. We in the house. Stay Dugan says, whatever's going on with your voice, you sound like a well-weathered guru. Love you and yours. Love you, MSZ. Happy Father's Day. I have no idea what this sounds like. Let me check. Sound like a well-weathered guru. Love you and yours. Love you, MSZ. Alright, so it's slightly pitched down. I wonder why that is. I honestly have no idea why that is. I did the whole setup, spent all day. Shit was cool. It sounds great coming out my headphones, so it's something that's happening between the stream and you. So I'll work that out after. So the next one's groovy. I have no idea why that is. I'll work it out. And if anyone else wants to maybe like DuckDuckGo why it might be that sound is coming out of OBS slightly pitched down, like maybe we would fix it. I don't know, but I can't do that and talk at the same time. So I guess it's someone sent me a message. I had a message of someone. They said, "Akira, I love what you're doing. It's really, really powerful and really, really important. However, I cannot share any of your music. I want to share it with the people of my church, but I cannot because of the satanic voice effect that you use occasionally in your songs. If you could please remove the satanic voice effect, I would be able to share your music with my church." It's like, oh shit. I remove the satanic voice effect. You mean the pitch down voice? Sometimes I use a pitch down voice. It's like for me, the reason I use it, it's like a bold. You know, it's like bolding. It's like you're writing a paragraph and you put an underline on a word or something like that. It's a kind of pronunciation kind of effect. It was never meant to be satanic. And then I'm like, how do we associate a deep booming voice with something being satanic? That seems real weird to me. It's like, you know, a deep booming sonorous voice. Why is that a satanic thing? You know, I always imagine when I was a little kid, and I think I was trying to imagine myself talking to God. You know, you do that when you're a little kid, and I always imagined God to have this big, deep, booming voice. You know, I always thought God would sound like that, and I always imagined the devil to have a kind of sort of high-pitched, hissy kind of a soy boy voice. You know, that's what I don't understand. I feel there's been an inversion in our culture somewhere along the way that's given people the idea that a big, deep, booming, sonorous tone is the thing to be afraid of, when it should be a thing you should be aspiring to, you know? I told you my theory on this shit. It's so weird, right? If you listen to rappers from the 80s, you know, they got big, thick, rich voices. You listen to rappers from the 2020s, right? They sound like children. What up, wife?
Hello.
What's up?
I'm listening. I'm behind.
Okay, wife just turned up. She says she's listening and she's behind. That's good to know. Anything else?
Did you fix the audio?
No.
Okay.
Did I fix the audio? No. Wife says, did I fix the audio? No, I didn't, but I was in the middle of talking.
I'm sorry.
And now I don't know what I'm talking about.
Sorry.
Wife looks very happy though. What are you so happy about?
I'm smiling because I just got to the bit where Hurt came in.
She just got to the bit where her came in. You're really behind.
I am.
You are really behind.
I am.
All right.
The internet was bad when I was out.
The internet was bad when she was out. Did you get attacked by any dogs?
No, they were all just chilling.
The dogs chill around here, man. They just chill in the middle of the road.
Lying on
They
the
just
road.
wander around. They chill in the middle of the road, lie down on the side of the road. The dogs is dope.
Dog.
Dogs, baby, dogs.
The internet's been terrible.
The internet's been terrible.
Well, I'll deal with that.
I can't deal with that. I'm plugged in, you know. Anyway, shout out to the Don family dynasty. Red, that's the family. That's the family, you know. Shout out to the family. Chris Owen says, speed up the playback speed. That's what I do when I fall behind. That's a good tip. That's a good life tip. That is a good life tip. Yo, let's see what's cracking with the chatting. See what's cracking with the chatting, because I don't know what I got derailed from what I was talking about. I don't know what I was talking about now. Matt Ali says, Satan would be like a smooth aristocrat, Loki. Yo, if my internet had worked at the previous live stream attempt, I would have been melted. If my voice was not being pitched down by OBS, I would have been melted. If I had watched a single one of those Marvel streaming service TV shows, I would have been melted. If I had not cancelled my Disney Plus subscription after they fired homie Gina, I would have been melted. Ow! I let this thing happen, right? In like 2012, 2013, 2012, 2013, the mind virus first made itself known in the comic book industry, right? So I stopped buying comics, and I just started reading. I loved comics, you know, but I stopped buying comics. And what I started getting into was just reading about comics, or reading people's reviews of comics, or reading outlines of the stories and shit like that. But not actually reading the comics, because the new comics were all, not all at that point, but many of them, and now all of them, were all designed as like propaganda delivery vehicles rather than stories, you know. And the good people were kind of hounded out the industry. And you look at a comic book nowadays, it looks like it was drawn by a poorly trained algorithm, you know, or a child with broken limbs. Like, it's so bad. But yeah, I got into the habit of I got into the thing of just not reading comics anymore, but I read about them, you know. And I'm like that with TV and movies now. I don't watch any TV, I don't watch any movies. Like, I threw my TV out the window in 2003, but I still download certain shows, you know. And if you'd have said to me in 2003, hey, all those comic book characters you love so well, they're going to turn them into movies, and they're going to make, like, Loki's going to have a TV show, I would have been so gassed. I would have been so excited. Like, now when you tell me that something I love is being turned into a movie or a TV show, I shudder, because I know it's going to be I know it's going to be a shit show, you know. I know they're going to destroy that thing. I know they're going to vandalize that thing like a toilet wall in Glasgow. You know what I mean? They're gonna draw penises all over that thing and cut holes in it, and like, oh, it's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be horrible. And so now, you know, I know what's going on with these shows, because I listen to like people like what do I listen to? I listen to like EFAP and Critical Drinker and some of them guys, you know. So I know what's going on with the stories, and what they've done with Loki. they got this thing in Loki wherein they've basically retconned the entire Marvel universe. It's like Sam Hyde is writing the Marvel universe. People are like, Akira the Dome, why don't you do a Sam Hyde video wave? Not Sam Hyde. Not Sam Hyde. Sam Harris. Shouts out to Sam Hyde. That's my boy. That's my boy. Sam Hyde sends me financial advice. He DMs me and sends me financial advice. He's a good boy. Sam Harris. Yeah. Because in Loki, this TV show, right, this Marvel Universe TV show, they've said that now, like, beyond space and time, like above and beyond everyone else, there's some shit called the Time Variance Authority, right, which manages the timeline, the one sacred timeline. And if anything deviates from the timeline, they come in and fix it, right? So in the Marvel Universe, television universe now, you know, if Hitler never went to art school, the time variance guys would have come in there and made sure he went to art school. You dig? Like, you know, if Steve Rogers had not like gone back in time and fannied around with that girl that he liked and done nothing about JFK on 9/11, right? He would have got melted by the Time Variance Authority. They just melt motherfuckers. So basically, in one episode of one TV show, they've rendered the entire history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe pointless, because no one had any agency, and everything was just dictated by this. Get this, by the way, the people who dictate this in the Loki TV show are space lizards, and they're literally called space lizards, which means in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, David Icke was right and Sam Harris was right. So it's like this unholy alliance between Sam Harris and David Icke in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where there is no free will and there is just space lizards, and if you don't do the thing you were supposed to do, you get melted. You get melted. Alright, so that's what's up now. Space lizards and you get melted. You know what I mean? If Thanos hadn't snapped all them mofos, he would have got melted. You know what I mean? Oh, and there was this other thing where for the time variance people, like petty things like Infinity Stones mean nothing, and they use them as paperweights, which is just like laughing in the face of anyone who took any of those movies seriously. You know. So maybe that's the joke. Maybe that's the joke. So anyway, yeah, shouts out to all that. Why did I start ranting on about that shit? I guess someone might have mentioned Loki. Let's see what everyone's saying in the chat. How's everyone enjoying this stream? How are you enjoying the pitched down, sat down? By the way, this is the most I've sat down since I got to Cancun. Because when I got to Cancun, I had, what's it called? A sciatic nerve issue. and I was in absolute agony, and I could not sit, I could not stand. I was in absolute agony. And this is because I was working so hard before we left Texas, because I knew I only had so much time in my studio. You know, so I was doing, 18-hour work shift days, sat at my desk, finishing JBP Wave 3, the album, and a bunch of other stuff, So yeah, JBP Wave 3, the album is almost finished. It's just waiting on the orchestra parts. And anyway, yeah, that's because I was just straight sat in this gamer chair, in some stupid ass position for like 8-9 hours at a time. Get up, go and eat a steak, make a coffee, go back, sit down. So by the time I got to Mexico, I was in agony, man. I was in agony. My wife found me a chiropractor, just absolute angel of a man called Oliver. That's why one reason we had to stay in Cancun, because a lot of people were saying, Akira the Don, go play at El Carmen. Go play at El Carmen, Akira the Don. It's cool and play at El Carmen. But I had a chiropractor in Cancun, so I had to stay in Cancun. And I had a chiropractor called Oliver, and he had a big, thick lady, big, powerful lady, like big arms, and she was giving me these like 50 to 80-minute massages, So I was seeing him a couple times a week for the first part. And he'd be hitting me with a drill, Buddha, 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 Buddha. He had a straight up drill. This guy is a savage, They have these, they have professional massage equipment, which is a bit like a kind of microphone attached to a drill, right? But he also had a legit straight up drill for when that thing didn't work, and he was telling me about how him and the other chiropractors, they all got like group chats and shit. They're in like secret society of chiropractors, and they hit each other up with the secret sauce about the new knowledges and what kind of drills are good to get and shit of that nature. He was a bad man. But anyway, yeah, it took me a long time to get to the point where I could walk and shit. And but I'm there now, I'm walking. But my days of sitting are done. My days of sitting for extended periods of time are done. So I have a standing desk situation, and literally sitting down here now talking to you is the longest I have sat down at any one time. Certainly since we came to this crib. Certainly since we came to Playa del Carmen, So it's kind of crazy. So when we eventually get back to Texas, I'm going to have to get one of those desks that lift up when you press a button, those type joints. I'm going to have to throw away the gamer chair. I'll give it to Hercules. And yeah, it's just crazy to think, oh shit, so here I am. How old am I? 41. My sitting days are over. My sitting days are done, baby. I could have been... It's so weird to think all those years I just sat down without giving a care, without a care. I just sit down in all kinds of stupid ass positions, twisting myself and contorting myself, just sitting down, baby. I'll be sitting down, I like pop an edible and just sit down, sit there and make music for 14 hours. Those days are done. I ain't a sitting down dude no more. I'm a stand-up guy. How about that, I'm a stand-up guy, and it's difficult. It's weird. I ain't used to it yet. It's gonna take a while to get used to. Like your body just feels it's just a different thing. I've been making music for over 20 years, and the way I've always made music is sitting down. Now I can't do it sitting down. I can't do it because I got a sciatic nerve that got pinched. And that motherfucker didn't like it. You know what I mean? I don't know if you ever had that shit. It's weird, right? It'll pinch you at the top of the base of your spine. Like your ass bone, your coccyx type thing around that, somewhere around there, I don't know. But it's your leg that hurts. I was confused, and it's the bottom of your leg. Like the pain first started in my shin, and it worked its way up, It worked its way up, and kind of like a symbiote. When the symbiote takes over Venom or something like that, it kind of like crawls up the leg, and the pain was like that, So anyway. Long story short, my sitting days is pretty much over, baby. My sitting days is pretty much over. And I guess the only thing that was stopping it from happening earlier was because last year we streamed every day, and I was stood up for like 4 or 5 hours every day, right? And I guess that kept it at bay, until... and then I just straight up... That was it, basically, right? I'm standing up like 5 hours a day or whatever, maybe more. And then I went for that to basically just sitting down all day trying to get as much music done as possible before I had to leave my studio, you know? So that was pretty intense on the old nerve. But, you know, we here now. We here now, baby. Trials and tribulations, but we here. You know, every day we get a step closer to getting through this, you know? I hope so anyway. We're taking the steps. All we can do right now is an interesting thing, you know, that a lot of gurus and motherfuckers like that will tell you, you know, that in certain times all you can do is just keep putting one foot in front of the other. But that's literally all we can do right now. Like, there is no long-term planning, no near-term planning or nothing. It's literally just like, what do we have to do? Execute in order that we may get home, but also in order that we may continue to do our duty and make this music and make these videos and you know, do our part in the world. You know, do our part in the world. MH Digital Web says, I need a treadmill desk. Yo, my homie Arden got a treadmill desk. That's taking a whole extra step, right? Because you get the stand-up desk, but then the treadmill desk as well. Yeah, my homie Arden got the treadmill desk. Interesting. Yeah, maybe that's the vibes. Maybe you could get like a floor, like a whole, you know those video games where the floors light up and they vibrate and shit like that? You could get a floor that can become a multi-directional treadmill and also like a light up disco floor that gives you some kind of bonus points for, you know, for hitting certain things. I don't know, I gotta look into that. Maybe that's a meaning wave thing. Man like James Scott, welcome to level 1. Boop, boop, boop. I'll tell you one thing we have not yet done. We've been sat here chatting for a little while, right? And we have not done something that we normally do. And it would be remiss of me to go any further. You know? It would be remiss of me, James Scott, to go any further without doing an international high five. Come on. Come on. Come on. What is this? Yo, it's gotten dark outside now. Hey, okay, so this is what it looks like dark. It's just like a black square. Like a black, it's like the monolith from 2001: A Space Odyssey back there. I don't know how visually interesting that is. But anyway, you know, we're working all this out. I got a pitch down voice. Let's do a high five. Pew, pew. All right, brothers and sisters, we're going to dedicate this international high five to the fathers. You know, it's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. We're going to dedicate this to fathers, you know, fathers that did that fathering, you know, that really did it. That really did it, you know, that raised their kids, that loved their women, that protected their families, you know, that did their part. You know, shouts out to the fathers. All right, we can dedicate this international high five to the fathers. And we're going to do it as an international high five. And we're going to do that thing. And we're going to do it without our sound effects because I haven't hooked that shit up yet, but best believe I shall. Best believe I will. Best believe we going to do it. All right, so we're just going to pull back, you know, pop, pop, pop. We can go 3. We're going 2. We're going to do 1. We go high five. Boop! And we did it, right? We did it. Bop, 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 bop. That's right. That is international high five. Pum. And we in here, baby. We in here. Shout out to everyone. What's cracking? Let's see what the people are saying. What people are saying out there in Land. What are people saying? We got Matt Carter in the house says, Akira could make Tony Robbins track off this STREM. That's so confusing. Akira could make a Tony Robbins track off this STREM. All right, I think I understand. Multiverse Media Space says no to the serpent. Exactly. Matt says, recently I have been to a rewatch of Meaning, Crisis, and Chill. That was such a good series. We got to finish that series. Best believe it. We're going to finish that series. We're going to finish that series, baby. And I'm looking forward to being able to do that stuff. You know, I'm going to hunt down my package. It's got a number of important things in the package. It's got the charging plug for my water flosser. I need that. I need my water flosser, baby. Carnivorous dudes like myself will eat a lot of steak and not much nothing else. They need the water flosser. It's also got in it a bracket, a stand for my new monitor, right? Which will allow it to sit on a shelf which is at the height of my head when I'm standing up. Currently, I'm all hunched over. That's why it's so messed up. I'm stood up, right, but I'm hunched over because the monitor's too low. killing myself. And the package has also got in it native instruments adapter for my portable DJ system. I have a portable DJ system. Again, I used to have portable DJ systems back in the day, like 10 years ago, you know, but then I've been stationary for a while. So I had like, you know, the big Pioneer mixer and the big decks and all this stuff, but you can't be moving those around. You can't put those in carry-on luggage. I couldn't even put my carry-on luggage. By the way, I went to Sweetwater and I said, yo, Sweetwater, they're a music dealership. I said, I need 2 bags that will fit in carry-on luggage, and one of the bags is going to fit all my music shit in it, and one of the bags is going to fit all my video shit in it. This is all the stuff that I have that needs to fit in these bags. Because you get like a guy, a Sweetwater, you know, and the guy, that's your guy, and they sort you out. Anyway, so he recommended me a bag. After first trying to sell me the whole list of shit I sent him because he thought I wanted to replace it or something. I was like, nah. Anyway, so I got a couple of these really expensive bags, like really expensive, like over $1,000 worth of bags. And when I got to the fucking airplane, right, they wouldn't let me on the airplane with the bags. They were too big for carry-on. They were like 1 inch bigger. So how's that shit happen? I had to put them in the hold. I had to put all of my equipment. Right? You ain't seen that shit. I'll have to show you all from another angle. For the next stream, I'll fix the audio issue and I'll get another camera so you can see what we're working with in here. Maybe we'll make a beat live or something, you know, while we're waiting for my record deck so we can play gigs. But you know, it's my life, baby. My life, you know, all these hard drives and audio interfaces and laptops, multiple laptops. This microphone that I bought, this microphone I'm talking into now, right? I've been rocking this microphone since 2004. 4. This was Interscope money. When I signed to my first record deal with Interscope Records, and I convinced them to allow me to have an advance to spend on buying a home studio, which they did not let people do back then, and they tried to stop me, and I only signed with them on condition that they would. I was going to go Warner's or someone, like I went, you know, and I bought this microphone. I've had this microphone since then. This is the microphone that Jimmy Iovine bought me. This the Jimmy Iovine microphone, you know, and I had this since then, and it's been all around the world with me, this microphone. And it was in the carry-on, you know, and I had to put it in the hold. And you've seen them, right? You get on your plane, and you going out your plane, you look out the window, and you see those guys, the baggage guys, they're just like, whoop, you know what I mean? They are yeeting the luggage, right? They are straight yeeting the luggage, like they're having a competition. You know what I mean? I was begging the woman, I said, please don't let them yeet my luggage, all right? This is my life in here, please. I was like, please, you know, since you're going to be a bummerhole and not let me take this luggage onto the plane, you know, because it's 1 inch bigger than you say it should be. You know, just because it's 1 inch bigger than normal, I don't see that being a problem. You know, normally that's not a problem in my experience, you know. When things are 1 inch or more bigger than people is expecting, that's often a good thing. But in the case of this, not a good thing. And the lady was not having it. But she did stop them from eating my luggage. I watched her out the window, and she went and spoke to the guy. And the guy looked a bit disappointed, you know, and he looked up. And I sort of ducked out the way. I didn't want him to see me in case he saw me and didn't like me. I was like, yeah, that guy want to fuck his luggage up. You know, but he didn't fuck my luggage up. He didn't fuck it up. And then we got to Mexico. We were waiting for the luggage to come out the thing. You know, you do that. It's a bit nerve-wracking sometimes. I think it was like an hour we were waiting. Our luggage came out last. It was like the last luggage to come out. But of course, it was the first luggage. It was the last luggage to go on. So I guess that made sense, you know. But when I got it and it was okay, I was very happy, you know. When I got it and it was okay, I was very, very happy. I was very, very happy when I got this CRT TV, and it was okay. It's part of my workflow. I couldn't take my CRT TV from Texas to Mexico. First thing I did when I got to Mexico was try and source a CRT TV, and I looked high and low. I walked all over Cancun. I went to every second-hand shop there is. There aren't any. They're all shut down because of Tom Hanks. You got a picture of them on a map. You know, you look on your Google Maps, you look on your Apple Maps, whichever map you look at. I looked at numerous maps. There's supposed to be a second-hand place right here that sells old TVs. It's not there. They all shut down. Eventually, I had to go on Facebook. You know I don't like to go on Facebook. Facebook is a terrifying place, you know? Facebook is a terrifying place. They say Someone said, you go on Twitter, you'll find your future. I don't know about that. Say on Facebook, you'll find your past. It's real shit, baby. You ever go on Facebook, and like, it's got like stories at the top, and it's like, oh, that person, I wonder how they are, and you click, and you wish you hadn't, because they are not good. You know what I mean? They've been fully consumed by the mind virus, and they are posting all kind of creepy, terrifying shit. And you're like, I used to like, you were such a cool, loving person. You used to come hit me up. You used to be like, it'd be like somebody used to come up to you at decks when you was DJing, and they'd come over and they were all happy and lovely and they bring such great energy. And now they just sat there on Facebook, just reposting horror and lecturing people and being a dickhead. It's depressing, man. Don't go on Facebook if you don't have to. But I went on Facebook because people were telling me people sell things on Facebook. I didn't know about that. I didn't know Facebook was like a swap meet, but it is. And I went on Facebook, right? And there's like a bunch of like Mexican people selling old TVs. And I hit a bunch of them up, and I'll be using the old Translate device. The old, I've got to shout out Google Translate. It is very good. I don't know if there's a competing translation service that's not Google, because, we try not to use Google as much as possible, he says on YouTube. But the Translate works real well. Whoever done that, that's a miracle. That's a miracle. I could walk around. I can make myself understood. I could buy a TV. I did that. I'd speaking this to the guy for like a couple of days, on the TV. And sometimes Google Translate, I wasn't sure if it's true. I have one of my friends who speaks some of the old Spanish, and he was like, I don't know, this guy looks like maybe this guy's trying to bait you to a place to kidnap you. Because the guy was like, I was like, can you take it to me because I don't have a car? The guy's like, nah. I'll leave outside the crib. You can take a chance if you want. I was like, what? Look weird. My homie was like, yeah, I think he's going to kidnap you. It's like, nah, I don't know. He seemed nice. I thought, fuck it, I'll take a chance. Like, I need a CRT TV. Maybe I get kidnapped. Maybe I don't. And he was in a barrio, he was like in a place, the sort of place I've seen in movies, It was like a bunch of kind of like, almost like shacks, like corrugated parts of the buildings. Some of the buildings is bits of just like, it looks like they've taken a car, and just used half of the car to make a wall. In the middle of the street, there's just a pile of tires, just stacks of tires. They've used tires to make a wall, and they've got beautiful plants growing out of them, And the whole place is like an island in a sea of rubble. You had to go through all this rubble to get to this like little kind of crazy like junkyard village. And you go at the top of the road of the village thing. It's just a massive pile of trash on fire, just a giant inferno of blazing trash. And little kids just running around all happy. And there's beautiful flowers covering everything. That's one of the things I really like about Mexico. Like, there's lots of piles of kind of rubble and trash with the most beautiful orange flowers you ever seen growing all over it. It really be that way. And the guy who drove me, he didn't speak no English either, but we were able to make jokes in the car, and that was cool. He was like the first person I seen who didn't have a mask on. Like, everyone had a mask on in Cancun, but he didn't, And he was very healthy. He looked like the Chad meme guy. The Chad meme guy with the big jaw and the stubble, and he looked like that guy. He was cool. Anyway, he drove me to this place, And I found the guy. He came out. He had the TV. Gave me the TV. I gave him some cash. We traded some smiles and some slaps and some poking at the Google Translate to say something, and it got the TV. And now I'm able to make visuals. So I'm very happy about that, Very happy about that. Because I can do that now, And it was really, really amazing. The whole thing cost, so weird. To go there in a taxi, buy the TV, and come back cost $20. $20. Savage Chill says, what if he was the Chad? Yeah, what if he was? Maybe he was. I mean, a lot of people have been meeting out here, you'd be like, be that way when you're in new places, right? You get it. Like, are you an angel? Are you an angel person? Maybe you're an angel. Maybe you like, some of these people be like angels, they just appear and like, they just do angelic shit, like drive you to a beautiful kind of like junkyard village in the middle of a pile of rubble, and get you a TV. And this won't work if you're listening to this on audio. Just imagine what my music videos and shit look like, but I'll just show you why, you know, how this rocks. So how I work this a bit. So, oh, you can't see the box. I'll do another video where I show you the equipment. But like, yeah, I got this now, and I can do all my stuff. I can do all my effecty things, and it's just so honestly, like, it's very inspiring to me to have a CRT television, just with a nice looping gear for. I got Crunchyroll, you know, I play anime, and like running it through my effects box, you know, so I can just play with it a little bit. Sometimes I'm gonna add this to my hyper productivity thing. People have been asking me, like, Akira, how do you remain keeping like working and putting all this stuff out whilst in the middle of being in exile and all this? But it's like, it's the same thing. But the visual component has added an extra thing, because sometimes when you're in the zone working on something, sometimes it's possible to get so lost in the source. Say here's the thing. So you're doing multiple songs, all right? So you can be in the zone, you can get in the zone of like the one song, right? But sometimes if you're moving to another song, there can be a bit of friction because you're changing mode somehow. But I have found that having a visual aspect within your immediate surroundings, which has a continuity. So in the case of my CRT TV, it has a vibe and a feeling and an exaggerated color range, right? And these like dots and kind of, and it's just always there. So it's this consistent thing which seems to inspire a part of me and seems to kind of keep a little part of my brain on whether a bit sparky in a certain area. So it seems to work as a kind of consistency, as a kind of glue to keep everything flowing together. So I've been able to be doing, since I've had that in my life, I found it a lot easier to do seemingly disparate things and retain zone flow magic way more than previously. Like I said, with this, it's always a case of constant recalibration and you know, I've been doing this now for over 3 years? I don't even know anymore. I know I started it in February, 1 year. 2018, that was it. 2021 now, so it was over 3 years. Yeah. But this has been an extra additional level. An extra additional level is having this. And I think that's why I think lighting works in a similar way, you know, and I think maybe incense could work in a similar way. I don't know. I don't know the science of this. This is bro science. You know what I mean? Like, my shit is all bro science. Right? But then I often find it just gets backed up because I'll talk to a smart person who, like, no, I'm not saying I'm not a smart person. There's different kinds of smart. I'll talk to an educated person who's been educated in a field, right? I'll talk to someone like Eric Weinstein or someone like that. And then they'll just corroborate something that I had worked out instinctively. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm the kind of motherfucker who will work things out and instinctively know things and understand things. And then you'll talk with someone who's very, very learned on a certain subject, and they'll have spent 40 years studying to get to the conclusion you got to through your instinct. You know, but that kind of shit don't work for everybody, but it works for me. Also, it gets me in trouble. So yeah, there's that. What up, Mute BBQ? Thank you for the $20 super chat, you beast. Says, happy Father's Day. My 2 kids fall asleep to your music every night. Wisdom through music, changing the world. Oh, shit, man, that made me tear up. Yo, that, well. Thank you, Mute BBQ. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. It's an honor to be a part of the life of you and your children. That's a beautiful thing. And God bless you. You know, God bless you. There is so much horror out there in the world, waiting, not just waiting, just actively trying to get to our children. There is so much horror being created by monsters and demons out there in our world. And they actively trying to get our children, you know, they are actively. And it's a battle every day. It's a battle, and it feels like it's almost impossible sometimes, right? You know, but there are things you can do, and there are things that exist in this world that are good. You know, my son was having trouble. He was having nightmares, you know, the other night, and he came in Dad, I had a nightmare. And he told me about it. And he said, Dad, can we listen to Jocko? Yeah, and I got the little earbuds, and put on Wave the Warrior Kid podcast, you know. And he snuggled up and he cuddled me, you know, and fell asleep listening to Jocko. Because he'd been listening to Jocko for years. You know, for years and years of his life, every single night, he listened to Jocko to go to sleep. You know, we listened to those Way of the Warrior Kid podcasts, I don't know how many times. I can recite them, you know. Like, I could be listening to them and I can just, like, talk along with them like they're a pop song, you know. And that's a beautiful thing. So shout out to everyone who's putting beautiful things in the world for our children, you know, because there's some sick demons out there who are putting horror into the world and specifically trying to get our children to see those things. And yeah, you know, if I had more time in my hands, I might like seriously consider becoming some kind of vigilante just to hunt down some of these fucks. But anyway, I won't talk about that right now. Crix503, thank you for the 490 super chat. That's so nice. Says Happy Father's Day, MAZ. So say all of us. So say all of us. Laura Pip says, you're a smart person, don't do it yourself. Oh yeah, I know. You're right. I know I'm smart. It's the right word for that. It's a certain kind of, and that's what I meant, was educated. An educated person, someone who's been educated specifically in a certain field or what have you. Because I am self-educated since I left school when I was 16. You know, I'm a self-educated human being. I went to the University of Life and all that. Scoops82 says, Where the Warrior Kid Wave. One of the things I want to do and will do at some point is some children, some records for children. But people write to me all the time and they say that they play Meaningwave to their kids, you know. And I've never been a proponent. I've always been a proponent of not talking down to kids. I talk to kids like I talk to anyone, apart from the, you know, I don't swear as much. But you know, kids are smarter than a lot of people think. You know, kids are smarter than a lot of adults until they get that beaten out of them, you know. And yeah. Aaron Chef 82 says, I play Jordan Peterson waves to my son. Hey, nice. Mute Barbecue says, my oldest one always asks for the user interface Reality by Scott Adams. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ill Ink says, it's so true they want the kids. They do. Of course they do. Of course they do. Of course they do. Well, they ain't getting them. They ain't getting them. Shouts out to Patrick McGowan. You ever see The Prisoner? What are you on? Answers. You won't get it. You won't get it. 2076 says, yeah, expert, niche knowledge. Yeah, what up? YouTube Hero Alex. How you doing, baby? How you doing, YouTube Hero Alex? He says, Be a Plumber. The first Meaningwave track was uploaded to YouTube on July 2nd. So that would make the 4-year anniversary for Meaningwave just 12 days away. Akira Don. Yeah. Yeah, it would. It would. We're putting together a calendar. We're putting together a calendar, you know, of events, of dates, you know, of dates. And, you know, we can plan things better. Yeah, you're right. We better have a party. Oh, shit. 4 years! 4 years of Meaningwave. 4 years of Meaningwave. We're going to have to, yeah, you're right, Savage. Yeah, we're going to have a Meaningwave birthday party. I'll have my plug by then, so I'll be able to DJ. I'll be able to play songs. How about that? I'll be able to play songs. I won't just be just sitting around talking like every other live stream. I realize, right? Every live stream is people sitting around talking, and they're great. I've watched so many of those live streams. I put them on to go to sleep. You know? I don't know. I always felt like I need to be doing a high energy, high production value, 4 camera angle, multiple backgrounds, reactive visuals, live extravaganza. Every show, every stream. Maybe some streams I could just sit down and talk. What do you think? I don't know. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about it? Let me know how you'll feel about it. Il Inc. says that's like a 4th of July pre-party every year. Oh, yeah, what day was it? July 2nd. Yeah, July 2nd. Yeah, so July 2nd. Well, that's cool because they cancelled 4th of July, right? In various places. So July 2nd. July 2nd. That's a July 4th pre-party. July 2nd. Oh, yeah. Savage Chill says, I'd be up for a Don talk show stream. Well, that's what this is, right? I feel that's what this is. We could make it a bit more talk showy. Could get other people in. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see. Basically, right now, it was just important, that we were able to, connect. And I was able to answer any pressing questions that you might have, which is why I called it Ask Akira. Although people haven't asked that many questions, and that's cool. But it was just important that we were able to, stay in touch, and that you guys are all able to gather together and hang out, So that's why we moved to a different city, That's why we moved to a different city, and it feels like it works. I'm not listening. I am aware that it's pitched down and slightly glitchy, right? So maybe it feels like it doesn't quite work. But well, shit. What up, Shrey? We got Shrey in the building. What up, Shrey? Shrey says, I'm a teen from India, and I'm a fan of your MEANINGWAVE series. Yo! That's sick. Shouts out to you. Shouts out to India. And that's sick. Thank you for being here. What up, Savage Chill says, blessings to you and the Dawn fam. Reagan says, what's your favorite song you've ever made? I don't know. It's the cliche answer to that is like, would you ask someone what's their favorite child? But no, that ain't true, because like some of you definitely like more than others. I imagine if you had like I don't know how many songs, but if we have a look, let's see how many songs we've got now in the MEANINGWAVE playlist on Spotify. That's not all of them, that's just all the ones that are on Spotify. 430! Oh! 413. You hear that? We've got 413. So I imagine if you had 413 children, there would definitely be some that you liked more than others. I think right now, I really, really love I Never Really Loved Myself Because, with Theo Von. I never really loved myself because. I really like that one. I really like I Don't Feel Alone As I Used To. And I'm learning how to have different feelings about myself. I really love that one. That one's a dream, when I had, what was that song? Sound of the Rain. Sound of the Rain, that's one of my favorite songs, because that was a song I've been wanting to make ever since I first heard Mogwai. I remember I went to see Mogwai, and this whole idea for a kind of music that I was inspired in that moment when I heard the way the guitars came clashing in, and the guitars came clashing in like when rain just starts to pour. And that's what it felt like. It sounded like, and I had a vision for a song, And that was when I was a teenager, and I eventually made that song last year. And on this Theo album, I Don't Feel Alone As I Used To, that's also similarly, that's a kind of sound of a song I've been wanting to make since I was a teenager. That kind of, it was like I kind of had that sort of Jesus and Mary Chain-esque kind of, there was a feeling in that, was a feeling I wanted to express for a long time, I really love Stupid Memories, which isn't on Spotify, because I've still yet to be able to speak to Joey Diaz and get his permission. I haven't put that much effort into it. I wrote him a couple emails, but I'm very busy making records. It's hard. I really I need to hire someone just to do that shit. I look forward to to at some point soon. It's a thing I should do soon. Find somebody and hire them to do that, to find people and connect me with people so that I may get their permission to turn their words into records, you know, because there's so many records I want to make. 2076 says the beard is looking very good. Thank you very much. I've been feeling a mess, you know, because I didn't have my grooming products from Texas with me. I've not been able to replace them. And wifey had some almond oil or something. I put it in my beard and it made it feel better. So thank you. Josh G says, did you have to get theirs permission? Whose permission? But yeah, you know, you should get someone's permission if you're going to make a record with them, if you possibly can. I understand sometimes it's not possible, so then, you know, I don't know. That's down to you and God. But where possible, you know. So, you know, I hunted down Theo Von to get his permission to make that record. Particularly something like that, you know, because it's Theo Von, that story, that's very, very personal. And I don't think that I have the right to take that man's story and make it into my record. A record, you know, you say my record, it's like I make it, but then it's not mine once it's out, it's everybody's, you know, and like, but still, I don't think that I have the right to take that man's story without his permission. So it was important for me to get his permission, you know. I got a song with William Shatner that I made, right? And I want to get his permission to put that song out. But I tweeted, I don't know if you saw this, I tweeted, yo, can anyone put me in touch with William Shatner? And I put his at in it, you know, just in case he happened to see it. Because I'd be like, William Shatner, pretty sure he gets a million messages, so if I added him, he'd never see it. But just in case. But he did see it, like almost immediately, and he was like, no, well, and he's like, no, I will not give you permission because you shouldn't have made it without getting permission first. Because I said, yo, I've made a song and I would love to get your permission to release it because I think it would be really helpful to, and really, you know, because it's, I'm going to play it for you guys. Not right now. Because I want to, anyway, and he basically was like, no, fuck you. You should have got permission first. And then a load of people, including Naval responded and said, ironic, William Shatner is living in the past. And so a load of people responded being like, oh, William Shatner, don't be a dick. Akira the Don's amazing. So William Shatner blocked me because of you guys. And I thank you. It was really nice that so many of you like suck up for me, right? But William Shatner just blocked me. God damn. Oh, man. But then what I'd initially hoped would happen happened. And someone wrote to me and said, I've got a personal connection with William Shatner. All right. So I've been working on this record the whole time, making it as good as I possibly, making it as realized as possible, as fully realized as possible. It's got a string section on it now. It's got harp. It's got choir. It's so ridiculous. And it's very nearly finished. I got my homie mastering it right now. And so I'm going to get it via this personal connection. I'm going to try and get it to William Shatner, who told me to fuck off, basically, and blocked me. And I'm in good company, because Red Letter Media got blocked by him as well. You know, when they just want, they... Shouts out to Red Letter Media. They follow me on Twitter, by the way, which is really, you know, one of the things I'm proud of. Because I love Red Letter Media. I love Red Letter Media so much. If you don't know who they are, they make videos. They do film criticism. They're brilliant. And anyway, they got blocked by Shatner because they like wanted to get him on the show, and they like tweeted or something about getting him on the show. And then someone sent him their Geek Squad, which is a parody of geek YouTube videos. And he thought that was really them, so he blocked them and said, I don't associate with geeks or some shit like that. So you see, William Shatner, like, he don't fuck around. Do you know he's 90? William Shatner is 90. He's 90 and he's on Twitter just getting in beef, mad beef with the ideologically possessed and dispossessed alike on a daily basis. You know, he out there going to war on twitter.com, you know. Oh my goodness. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna get that song to Shatner. And my hope, what I'm aiming at, the end result at which I'm aiming is that Shatner hears it and goes, oh, actually, this is wonderful. This definitely should exist in the world. And that he decides that he wants it to be on his album, because I know he put out an album. He's putting out another album soon, and that's wonderful because William Shatner albums are wonderful. You might, of course, have heard me play his cover version of Pulp's Common People many times. That's one of those rare occasions where a seemingly perfect song is actually improved upon by the cover version. William Shatner's version of Pulp's Common People is actually better than Pulp's Common People, and Pulp's Common People is one of the best records ever. So anyway, that's what's going on with that. And if I get his permission, I'll release it. And if I don't get his permission, I won't release it, but I will play it for you. I think that's fair. And I've put a lot of money and effort and time and love into this song. And he could easily say, fuck off again, because he already did once. But it's a really beautiful record. I really love it. People are like, why do you even give that asshole the blessing that is to be a part of the Meaningwave universe? And I said, because I heard him say something and it touched my soul. I heard him say something. I saw him speaking and he said something beautiful and true. And I made it into a song. That's all it is. It's like, it glittered. So I was speaking with John Viveki we were talking about what makes me turn something into a song. And aside from, what is Meaningwave? Meaningwave is a psychotechnology and a ongoing musical narrative, right? It's an ongoing musical narrative. It's a story I'm telling. It's an epic story. And it's like comic books, comic book stories, they go on forever, but they have their arcs, and Meaningwave's like that. Meaningwave will go on forever, or at least until, I stop making it. I'm aiming at nowhere numbers, I'm looking at 900-ish, so that's a lot of time to make a lot of records. But as far as, so there are certain topics and issues and things that I wish to incorporate, and I know I'm working towards. But of course, there's also room for inspiration along the way, and you might see something. You might see William Shatner saying something. And as I was speaking with John Viveki, and also I spoke with Jordan Peterson about this, because the way I was able to explain it was based on something he said about reading the Bible. It's like certain passages just glitter, and that's how it is. It's certain bits of conversations just glitter, and you see them as the beautiful musical movie moment that they are. They stand out, they become an extra dimension. It's like an extra dimension is suddenly apparent. They're more than 3D. They glitter, they shimmer, like things you're supposed to pick up in a video game. Like, oh shit, there's an apple over there. You playing Zelda. You playing Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is what we've been doing. We bought the Switch with us on our adventure. We just beat Ganon. We beat Ganon just day before yesterday, Hercules and I, and then we got the DLC. And after this Strem, Hercules and I are going to go get us a motorbike, because apparently there's a motorbike in the DLC of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and you can ride on a motorbike around Hyrule. And if that ain't nice, I don't know what is. But as I was saying, some things glitter, And that bit of conversation with William Shatner glittered. I saw it glittering. I know when I see something glittering. And by this point in my life, I have learned to trust my instinct and trust my visionary powers, because they're always right. And if I ignore them, it's at my peril. And when God gives you something, you don't say, nah, all right, God. You know what I mean? You take that thing that God gives you. You know what I mean? You do not look that gift horse in the mouth. Because if you turn down that gift from God, he might not give you another one. Them muses, people will be like, oh, you got to chase that muse. You ain't got to chase a muse. You know what I mean? That's what I say. You turn up every day. You do the thing, and you turn up every day, and you keep doing it, and you get at that access to idea space in the fifth dimension, which is where the muses all chill. right? And you get access to that space. So you can just crank that motherfucker open and you'd be like, oh yeah, you see all the shit and you can get it, right? But also, once you're in that space, some of those muses who are, angels and messengers of God, they might straight up come over and give you some shit. They might walk up to you and be like, look at this guy, we see him, he's here every day. Every day he breaking into the fifth dimension idea space and grabbing shit. He just straight up like, I think this is the kind of guy we should give some of the good shit, The really good shit, the once in a generation type shit, the once in a lifetime shit, the shit they gave to the shit that say Shakespeare got, the shit that Martin Scorsese got, you know what I mean? Shit that Roald Dahl got, shit Kurt Vonnegut got, shit that Michael Jackson got. Not everybody got the shit that Michael Jackson got, right? And you could straight up be in the zone. You could be in the zone, and you could be breaking into idea space every day. And you would not have access to the shit that Michael Jackson got because it's in a fucking, they keep that shit locked up, right? They keep that shit locked up in one of those bank vault type situations with the giant clock thing, And they only break that open for certain people. That's what you want to be. You want to be one of those people. In this lifetime, I would say that's a good thing to aim at, is being one of those people that the muses will crack open the special vault for. You ain't gonna get access to that vault turning down shit from God. That's what I'm saying. I gotta say, Jimmy Jochims, thank you to the 149. Appreciate you. And Size O'Fay, God bless you. Appreciate you, baby. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Ill Inc. says they straight drop gems into dreams at night too. They really, really do. They really do, and you got to pay attention to that too. And that's why you might want to keep a notebook by your bed. You might want to get a kid to wake you up at a random time, because otherwise you might not remember your dreams. What up, Michael? Boyce Vert says, Akira, you do great work. Keep it up. Thank you. Laura Pip is in the UK, and it's like practically time to get up. It's going to bed. Shouts out to you. God bless. God bless you, Laura Pip. Mike Can, have you checked out your suggestion folder on Discord? Not today. But I do check it out. I have found things in there. Matt Lally says Shatner is a boss. Yes, he is. Shatner is a G. And I got a mad love for Shatner. Everyone's expecting me to go to war with William Shatner. Why would I go to war with William Shatner? He took it the way he took it. And I understand how he took it and how he could have interpreted it in that way. And he don't owe me nothing. He don't owe nobody nothing. He's 90 years old and he was Captain Kirk. He don't owe nobody nothing. God bless that man. Multiverse Media Space. What's up to you? 2076 says no numbers. I told you. He says it. I do. I say it to the point that my kid believes it. And my kid says, he's like, yeah, I'm just going to live to 99. I say, why 99? He says, I want to live to just before I'm 100, but then die just before I'm 100, just to fuck with people. He didn't say fuck with people. He says to troll everybody or something like that. That's his plan. He was like, yeah, because everyone will be getting ready to a 100 party, and then I'll just die. Okay. Scoops82. Thank you for $20 super chat. God bless you. It says, not much to say. Thank you for all you do. Hey, thank you. Oh, and so Faye, now I can see that he actually said something. Or she. One of them. It says, do a song with Sam Tripoli. Sam Tripoli is a G. Yeah. That's what I got to say on that. All I got to say, so many people, baby. So many people. Really excited about stuff that's coming up. We got a brand new single with a brand new member of the Meaningwave universe coming up a week after next. Yeah, so not Friday coming up, the Friday after, got a single with a brand new member of the Meaningwave universe, and it's banger. You're gonna love it. I'm really excited. Yo. Stay Dugan says Earthbound by Shatner. I wish I could hear an ATD version. I don't know that one. Maybe I don't know if I do know that one. I don't know if I know that one. Oh shit. Josh G said it would be interesting to hear Theo's thoughts on how the album turned out since it is such a personal story. Yeah, that would be wonderful. And part of the of what we've been dealing with recently, it's been very intense. So we've been dealing with a lot of stuff outside of what I've told you about. I don't think I even got to some of it. Anyway, yeah. And that's meant I've not been in the position to arrange a conversation with Theo that we could publicly do. I have not been in the position to be able to do things like that until now. So maybe we can make something like that happen. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Size Ofe, thank you for the $20 super chat, you beautiful, beautiful beast. Says, your music has taken me through some dark times, homie. Please keep it up. I love the Terrence McKenna tracks. I'm really looking forward to doing more Terrence McKenna. I gotta say, I'm really looking forward to doing more Terrence McKenna. Kai Sofe. Is it Kai Sofe or Sai Sofe? I don't know. But either way, thank you for the support. Thank you for being here. I'm grateful to your views in your life, and I'm looking forward to doing more Terrence. I'm really looking forward to doing more Terrence. I had a beautiful synchronicity. When I get back to Texas, there's a bunch of stuff. What's good about these situations, right? When you get pulled out of your situation, it really makes you appreciate what you had, but it also really throws everything up, and it makes you able to really visualize to a much greater degree, I'm finding. And so I'm having even more defined and explicit vision of what I'm doing and where we're going and where this is going and where it's being taken. And there's things I want to do visually that we currently can't do. And I wasn't even sure if they're possible, but now I know they're possible, and now I know how they're achieved. I've been researching and looking, and I found a guy on Etsy. Who makes something that I really wanted to exist, and that's just wonderful. So when I go back to Texas, I'm gonna be basically learning some new skills and learning some new techniques, visual and audio, sonic. So you can expect, here's what you can expect. You can expect music to keep coming out every Friday. You can expect dope visuals to keep dropping. You can expect the next album to be beautiful, and it's a brilliant continuation of this, and it's going to be very, very useful. It's going to help you to not suffer what Theo suffered needlessly. It's going to help you be able to put yourself together when you break. It's going to help you in so many ways. And then the album after that is a real big level up production-wise, and it's mind-blowingly good. And then it depends when I can get back. It depends when I can get back to America. You know, but the vision I have is for something beyond Michael Jackson, beyond Jim Steinman. I like, and beyond the KLF, and some stuff that's never existed before. Some stuff that's existed in my dreams, you know, some stuff that's existed in my imaginings. And those are the things that I'm going to be, I'm very excited to return to the US and get after, you know. So that's cool. What up, Pixie? Thank you for the $10 NZ. Thanks. It's great to see you, ATD. Been listening to Quarantine Streams on repeat. Enjoy this latest adventure. Love the Don fan bound. Oh, that's so cool. Thank you, Pixie. I'm really glad those streams have got repeat quality. You can listen to them again. I'm never sure with stuff like that. You sometimes think maybe something like that is of its time. You listen to it of its time. But yeah, that's great. That's great. Also, partly that's why we've been doing these mixtapes, and there's a bunch more of those coming. We've got a bunch in the can. I keep having these little levels up with visuals, and then like the kind of visual that would have been perfectly sufficient in January is no longer sufficient, and it takes longer. So I have to stay up later or some shit. I don't know. But yeah, that's part where we're doing the mixtapes. We want to do things that you can listen to repeatedly, and things that have repeat listening value, and things that will bring things out of the music that maybe had not been seen before, you know. But I'm really looking forward to doing some DJ sets when the plug comes. I'm really looking forward to, doing some shows. You know, someone hit me up and asked me, said they want to book me for a gig in Tulum. Who knows if that's a real thing? People often say things and then they're not real, but who knows? If to do a show in Mexico would be very cool, huh? What up, Walking Mall Poet? Man, like Walking Mall Poet. Walking Mall Poet, good to see you, you bad motherfucker, you. Walking Mall Poet says, what does Walking Mall Poet say? Let's see if I can read it. Akira, it's a blessing to see you. Thanks for the music that inspires me daily. Sending energy to you and your family. If you choose to answer my question, so choose. How, in your view, does one make unearned wisdom earned? How does one make unearned wisdom earned? Now, I could interpret that question in multiple ways. Are you referring to psychedelics explicitly? Are you referring to psychedelics explicitly? I believe it was Carl Jung who said, talking about psychedelics, and you know, psychedelics can be used as shortcuts to places that you otherwise might not be able to get to without dying or something, right? And he said, beware of unearned wisdom, right? I think the key word there is beware. I don't think it's like, do not do it. I don't think it's prohibition on psychedelia and psychedelic tools and plant medicine. You know, that shit there does what it does, and is there, is there for a reason. I would say, is there to be used. But it's like anything, right? It's like if you ain't ready, if you ain't put in the work, then it ain't gonna work. You know, and I know this from personal experience. I don't know the fuck. When I was like 15, I didn't know what was going on, and I had some problems, and I had some scary experiences, and some stuff happened that I was not ready for. So I would say, get ready, be ready. If that's what you're talking about, because maybe you're talking about something else, but if that's what you're talking about, I would say be ready, and be ready mentally and physically, you know. Because it's a physical thing. Depends what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. If you're going out to the jungle and you're doing ayahuasca and shit, like that's very physical. And you want to be ready in mind and body and spirit, baby. So I would say that's if that's what you're asking, then you put in the work. And in putting in the work, you earn it. You know, you earn it. Now, because if we're talking about like, oh, you didn't earn that wisdom that you got by taking that shortcut. But if it's a situation where you earned the ability to be able to take that so-called shortcut and deal with it and understand it and withstand it and navigate it and be able to go there and come back and use what you learned wisely, then I think that is earned. I think you have earned it, If you're just messing about, then you gotta be careful, because like some weird shit might happen you might regret. You might open a door that you should have left closed. You know what I mean? There's was it Hunter S. Thompson used to say, there are many rooms in the mansion. There are many rooms in the mansion. There are many doors, and not all of them should be unlocked by you right now. Maybe next week, maybe in 50 years. So yeah. Yeah! But yeah, you may have been asking someone else. I don't know. Walking More Poet said your answer works on multiple levels. All right, good. There you go then. There you go. YouTube Hero Alex says, ever since I stopped doing the stream reruns in the Discord, there's been a few people who have wanted them to start up again. They've got replayability for show. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. And if that ain't nicer than what it is, YouTube hero Alex also says, exclamation mark much! Exclamation mark much. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. We have new merch in the store. I'm not in the position yet where I can show something on screen, but we have new merch in the store. We have the Theo Von artwork. We have the Telling Stories merch line. We have that all cotton. We did all cotton for that drop. We didn't do this. We didn't do all over print. I felt that design. I wanted to keep it simple, and I wanted it on cotton. You know, so that's what we've done with that. So I'm making you a discount code right now for all of you people that have sat here, that have been here, that have sat through the stream. I'm going to make you a discount code right now. And the code will get you 10% off all products. 10% off all products. 10% off all products. Usage from today till tomorrow. All right, and that'll work till Monday. That'll work till Monday. Tuesday. I'll say it'll work till Tuesday. It'll work till midnight. It'll work till midnight tomorrow. Yes, it will. And the code is FATHER. There you go, FATHER. All caps, FATHER. Enter the code FATHER, all caps, and get 10% off of anything at meaningwave.com, including the brand new Telling Stories drop. The brand new Telling Stories drop. The artwork for that, by the way, I'm going to see if I can get him in the show. That's what I'm going to do. That was done by Nick Pitara, who's one of my favorite artists. You know? And that's really cool. And he hit me up and was like, you know, I'd love to draw something for you. I was like, what the, really? You really would? Because I would love you to draw something for me. Because you're one of my favorite artists, Nick Pitara. Nick Pitara drew Manhattan Projects. Nick Pitara. I wouldn't know who Richard Feynman was if it wasn't for Manhattan Projects, which he drew, which is a brilliant, brilliant comic. And I used to read that in San Francisco when I was visiting San Francisco in 2013, which was the pivotal event, going to San Francisco and then going to Vegas to Morrison Con to play for Grant Morrison. And it was that time that, and then coming back through LA on the way back, it was those journeys that made me move to LA and invent Meaningwave. And I was reading this comic, Manhattan Projects, which was drawn by Nick Pitara at the time, quite obsessively. I was reading it on the plane. I would straight up I used to love doing this. I'd go to a place I'd never been before, a city, and buy a comic book and post up somewhere. And back then, you know, I wouldn't, you know, look after myself like I am now. So I'd buy a slice of pizza and smoke a cigarette, you know, and have a beer. I'd find what I'd do is I'd find a pizza spot, I'd get a slice of pizza, then I'd go to a bar and I'd sit at the bar and get like a beer, or I would get a bourbon and Coke, and I would smoke cigarettes and read comics. That's what I used to do. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I was reading it, the Manhattan Projects, and it was drawn by Nick Pitara. King Love is an incredible style. It's very European, I think. It's kind of like a sort of distorted Moebius type. I know, I love it. And then years and years later, 7 years later, he hits me up and was like, I would like to draw something for you, and he loves Meaningwave. And so I asked him to draw Theo. And he drew it, he sent it over, and I nearly cried, man. I had tears in my eyes because it was so perfect. He managed to capture. I sent him the record. I sent him the demos. I sent him the demos of the record. And in that image, he just captured Theo, I felt, so perfectly. I love that picture. So thank you, Nick, for that. And it was animated, you know. And oh yeah, that's the other weird thing. It was animated. Can I put his website? Yeah, in the visual, if you just saw the visual you'll have seen, it was animated, right? It was moving. It was slightly moving. Slightly animated. Very, very beautiful. And it was done by Chuck Arnold, right? And I met Chuck Arnold at Morrison Con, at that Grant Morrison festival that Grant Morrison had me and Gerard Way come to do the music. I met a bunch of cool people there. And I met Chuck Arnold there, and then, you know, didn't speak to him again. till about a month ago, where Nick Tara said, "Oh, hey, I got a homie that can animate this for us," and he's like, "Hey, met you at Morrison Con, completely changed my life." Blah 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 blah. It's such a crazy thing. This 7-year cycle thing. 7-year cycle thing is crazy. So anyway, big up Andrew Kamaromi. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Says great day. Woot! Spirit of Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, Daddios. That's right. That's right. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers and all the soon-to-be fathers. Shouts out to the fathers and the soon-to-be fathers. Austin came in. What's up? Says, have you seen any of Russell Brand's new videos about Terrence? No. He has a beautiful way of conveying some of his ideas, and it echoes what you've said about his importance for the future. Much love, fam. You're talking about Russell's importance for the future, or Terrence's. Probably Terrence's in that context, right? But I think Russell has his part to play. I've not seen those videos. I will look out for that. He doesn't get. I watch shit that gets recommended on my YouTube. Is how I watch it, or shit that I specifically look for. And I never see Russell Brand in my recommendeds. What's in my recommendeds? That's really like a roulette. You know what I mean? That's a roulette thing in your YouTube recommends. What's in your YouTube recommends? Dare you admit what is in your YouTube recommends? Dare you show what is in your YouTube recommends? What's in mine? Top, Sam Hyde on Joe Rogan's dog. See, that's funny. Some shit about comic books, some shit about how badly drawn comic books are these days. PewDiePie, my Minecraft storage system makes all girls go crazy. Milo Diggs, NPC head, what kind of dude? I love Milo Diggs, by the way. This guy's great. See this guy? That guy there is great. He makes videos about making beats on an NPC. I don't make beats on NPC, but I love watching videos about this guy making beats on his NPC, which says something, right, about humans. What the fuck? This is interesting, right? So this is here. I've pressed a button to say, don't show me this guy's shit multiple occasions. Not that I dislike him or anything, but I have no need for Emergency Awesome's take on things, because his take on things is very... He doesn't... I don't want to say anything bad about this guy, because he does a very good job at what he does. I guess what he doesn't want to do in any way whatsoever is cause any controversy. So he never says what he really thinks. And I have no interest in that. And so therefore, I've clicked the button on YouTube that says, don't show me any more of this guy's shit multiple times. Multiple times. I'm getting recommended all these Killer Priest podcasts right now because I watched Killer Priest, Wu-Tang affiliate, talking with Jordan Maxwell. If you don't know who Jordan Maxwell is, he was the conspiracy guy in the early 90s. He was the guy in the early 90s. And so he was the guy that the Wu-Tang were listening to. And they sampled him a bunch, you know. I recently was like, I wonder what happened to that guy. And basically he's really old and broke and going on Killer Priest's podcast, being like, talking about how he's old and broke and everyone stole his money and asking people to send him money. It's really sad. It's really sad. You know, that's one thing you don't want to be when you're 80. Is going on rappers' podcasts saying, crying about being broke and begging for money. That's a position you don't want to be in. You know, I would advise you to do everything you can in life to not be in that position. Anyway, shout out to the YouTube algorithm. 2076. Thoughts of Joe Rogan's slam of CNN's Brian Stelter. Not so much partisanship, but new media versus old, how it might play out, etc. I don't know anything about that. I haven't seen it. Is Brian Stelter the guy who looks like evil George from Seinfeld? Is that who that guy is, or is it a different one? There's one CNN guy who looks like an evil George Costanza, and it makes me laugh every time I see him. He's like George Costanza, from the evil dimension, was a news guy. I don't know what Joe Rogan said about him. If he said he's evil, if he said that's an evil guy, you don't need to know anything. Oh, you look at that guy. You know he's evil. You know anything that comes out of his mouth is going to be twisted lies. So I would never listen to that guy. I think I accidentally heard him say some shit once. He's the guy who said something about like how you should only listen to things if we tell you them. Only listen if we like. Here's my thing. I do not understand how we're in 2021 and those people are still in the conversation. I do not understand how anyone watches a television. I do not understand how anyone takes a single thing that comes out of those spaces even slightly seriously. I do not understand that. I'm like, it creeps me out. It makes my skin like turn inside out to think of that. So I don't know. I tell you one thing is I believe by this point that they talk about like alternative media, and they talk about mainstream media, and I think that the so-called alternative media is bigger and more influential than the so-called mainstream by now. I think we can agree on that, just on a numbers level, right? I mean, 2 years ago, PewDiePie was getting more viewers than CNN. So I suspect CNN has less now. I can't believe those initials are coming out of my face in 2021. I can't believe that shit is in the conversation in 2021. Like I've been saying this shit for decades, so it's weird for me, but like, that thing is dead. And what it is this, right? It's okay, so like a day into a god is 1,000 years, right? And you zoom out and you go, holy shit, human beings sure did go, they put on those clothes fast, you know what I mean? 1 minute they're scratching their butts in the dirt, the next minute they're scratching their butts on a bed. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's perspective, right? It's perspective. So TV came along and then died pretty quick. If you zoom in, if you were a day unto a god is 1,000 years. But when you're living through it, it feels like it's going on forever. Like this extended death rattle of the legacy media, the extended death rattle of those people, of that system, of that control system. It's fucking boring. It's just this noisy, this foul, grotesque. I would say it's like it's not just the death rattle; it's the stench. You know, it's like the stench of it. It's just, it's a horrible thing to have to deal with. But here we are dealing with that, I guess. But you know, I mainly, you know how God acts as if you know how Jordan Peterson acts as if God exists. You know, I act as if the so-called mainstream media is dead, because it is, and it's, you know, it's doing it noisily, but it's dead. You know, oh my, why Shindaru? I can never quite pronounce that correct. Hercules. Yeah, Fist of the North Star. Fist of the North Star. Oh my, why, whatever the fuck, Shindaru. You already dead. So funny. Like, Hercules and his friends are like quoting Fist of the North Star at each other the other day. I'm like, how'd you know about this? Like, it's a meme, dada. So yeah, have you seen it? Like, yeah. So they see the little clips, you know. It was like, bloody hell, 7, 8-year-olds watching Fist of the North Star. I think I was 10 when I saw it, and it was like, woo, that was a spicy one, right? But you know, in Fist of the North Star, like he fucks up that guy, and he punches him in the stomach, and his stomach becomes like a whirlwind, and the guy's like, ha ha ha, you know, that is tickled or whatever. He's like, you are already dead, and then the guy kind of explodes because he'd already killed him because he was already dead, and that's how I feel about that. Already dead. Gel Pedro B says, don't even listen to NPR. Exactly, that was Terrence in the 90s, and that was me in the 90s. Actually, no, I threw away the TV in 2003. In the 90s, I was on like these people are weird and creepy shit, but it wasn't until 2003 that I actually took the television and yeeted it through the window. I also stopped reading newspapers in 2003. I used to read The Independent, and then I realized, you know, I was a music journalist, you know, and it's that thing when you do something and you know something, and then you read about it, and you're like, oh, that's bullshit. Oh, is everything like that? Oh shit! And then I was privy to some of their conversations of the Guardian, people who worked at the Guardian, and how they concoct things, and so I stopped reading newspapers then too, you know, and my life has been much better. My life has been much better as a result. Ciso Faye, welcome to level 1. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Let's see what the chat is saying. Let's see what my people is saying. Let's see what the gang is saying. It's so nice to see you all. It's so nice to be here with you all. And let's see if I can find the chat. And I can't find the chat. Oh, it's here. Look at me. Look at this. Yeah, I don't know. I've got to get a better backdrop or something. That backdrop was cool when it was light, but now it just looks like I'm in a dark room. But my TV is cool. My TV is cool. Let's just... There you go. Let's get it on half. Nice. That's really good. Sorry for the dead air if you're listening on the visual podcast. I'm just adjusting my TV. There you go. Looks nice. I was talking about throwing the TV away now. Here's me adjusting the TV, you know. But that's what you should have a TV for. Just have a TV if you're going to put something of your own choosing that's good into it. Do not allow it to program you. I mean, like, shit. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. Nightbot says, if this isn't nice, I don't know what it is. Sakura Bipolar says, the CRT is so cool. No way! Legendary Sakura Bipolar. Oh, shit. See, there you go, Sakura Bipolar. This is like, when you send me your beautiful AMVs, I then put it into this and then do all this shit with it. And I do that for like an hour and then I chop it up, you know. Sakura, make some noise in the chat for Sakura Bipolar. Sakura Bipolar is the artist behind a lot of the AMVs you've seen on this channel. A lot of the AMVs you've seen on this channel over the years. Big shouts out to you. Also a resident of the country in which I'm currently staying. You know? Savage Chill says, I used to think that the static fuzz was annoying as a kid, but with that Meaningwave logo on it has a charm I hadn't seen before. I always loved static fuzz. I gotta say, I always liked it. I would sit there and look at it for hours. Static fuzz has always been a major part of my aesthetic. I've always loved it. I've always loved it. There's something that these boxes do. This thing's just got like a fucking gun at the back of it, like shooting the front screen at all times. And there's stuff that just you cannot do with software. I've never been one of those guys who are like, oh, you know, you got to have the analog, blah, 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 blah. I've been working in the box with music my whole career, you know. But with regards to my current visual, what I've always been trying to do, aiming at visually, I have realized that a big part of it is actually only achievable through analog means. So that's interesting. And I wonder how that's going to translate to music, because I'm going to be doing some experiments with some hardware stuff when I get back to the US. So we'll see what happens. Sheila says the static contains the secret messages. Exactly. Soja Dad says, what is an AMV? Is it AMV? And AMV is animated music video. And I've been making AMVs my whole life. As long as I was making AMVs back in 2003, 2, maybe the first one was 2002. You know, people sometimes hit me up and they're Akira the Dawn, because I deleted most of my videos, you know. What happened to that Battle Angel Alita AMV for that song, It Could Never Happen Here? Someone hit me up about that recently. And I would say it turned into the first track on the Theo Von album. But yeah, AMV is an anime music video. And yeah, I've been making anime music videos for my whole career. And I've been working with Sakura Bipolar on animated music videos. Sakura Bipolar does really, as you've seen, does wonderful work, right? Wonderful work. And yeah, there's, I don't know, for the past maybe 2 years, there have been Meaningwave AMVs that you might have seen that I work at Sakura Bipolar. So make some noise! Sakura Bipolar says, you did those old AMVs with VHS tapes, like it was back in the day. I used to do everything like that. You know, when I first started making music, when I first tried making music, when I was pretty much my son's age, maybe a bit older, maybe like 10, I would get cassettes and tape cassettes to other cassettes. Sorry, I would copy something from one cassette to another cassette. Then I would pull out the tape and I would slice the tape with a knife, and then I would stick it back together with a tiny, tiny bit of sellotape on one side. You know, I would use that to make a technique to make loops and shit of that nature. But what I used to do with my old, because I used to watch anime on VHS tapes back when I was a kid, and I lived in North Wales, and I went to school in Bangor, and this is one of those situations where you'd put this in a book and it would sound, if you were writing a book about the story of Akira the Don and how he came to be Akira the Don or whatever, right? In Bangor in North Wales, there is nothing. It's a little town, right? And I really love comics, right? And the nearest comic shop was like a 4 or 5 hour drive from there. There's no comic shop, right? But I went to school. I got into anime when I was 10 or 11. And it was my first year at school, at big boy school. And my dad used to work in the university. And I would have to go sit in his car in this car park for 2 hours after school. So I'd walk down from school with my friends to this car park where my dad's car was and sit in that car. Fucking nothing to do. There's no internet then. There's nothing, right? You just sit there. And me and my friend, I just got into anime, and then I was getting friends into anime. And there's no way of us getting hold of anime. You order things in the mail. It takes like 2 months to get there type thing. There's nothing on TV. I don't think we even had a TV. No, we had just got a TV. But anyway, what happens? A company that licenses, imports, and puts onto VHS tape anime called Anime Projects appears in Bangor on the high street opposite the car park where my dad parked his car. Just a little shop. It's like something out of a Terry Pratchett book. Just a little shop appears. Right? A tiny little store. And you're like, was it always there? Where did it come from? It appears. And it says Anime Projects. I'm sat there in the car. Wait, was that always there? And I couldn't get out the car because once you're in the car, you can't get out the car. But so next day I'm walking down with my friends. I'm like, there's an anime shop. There's an anime shop. And it was. And we went in, and it's a shop, and it's called Anime Projects, and it sells manga, which you could not get then. They didn't have them in W.H. Smith's. There wasn't nowadays. If you go into what's it called, where you buy books, Borders or whatever the fuck, there's like 10 times as much space for manga as there is American comics now. This is crazy. Check it out. Next time you go to a bookstore, go check out the size of the manga section versus the American comics section. It's so disrespectful to everything that Jack Kirby did that these fucking idiots have ruined, have just ransacked and desecrated and demolished the American comic book industry to such a degree that if you go into a bookstore, there'll be like 1 rack of American comics and like 10 racks of manga. But anyway, we went in. You come in the store, and they've got racks of manga, and they've got the comic books, and they've got all these VHSs, right? And they were licensing some of the ill shit. They were licensing Urusei Yatsura. I was like Lum, green hair alien in the bikini. They had Bubblegum Crisis. They had Macross. Like, we couldn't fucking believe it. We were like 11-year-old kids. We could not believe that this thing that we loved, that was very, very seemingly impossible to get anywhere near or get hold of, in our little shitty town, had opened up this fucking portal, this nexus, this gateway, this divine portal to Japan. Just opened up in Bangor. Just exactly the right moment in my development as a kid. Like, I used to get music magazines, and a company called Manga started putting out stuff when I was like 11, and that's where I saw an advert for Akira in the back of one of those, and I ordered this VHS with my paper round money, saved up my paper round money and ordered this VHS, and then this place opens up. Like, how is that even real? It's bizarre. I've never really thought about that. I've never really thought about the implications of that and the insanity of that happened, but it did happen. So then I was able to save up my money, working in my job. So I had paper round, I did people's gardens, I dug holes, I had various jobs, and I was able to save up my money. I was able to spend my money on VHS copies of inappropriate anime and manga. I was able to go down there every day and just hang out and talk to the guy that ran the place, who was the guy who licensed the stuff and put out the VHS tapes. And now here I am. Very, very crazy. So anyway, that's suffice to say, yeah, I've been making AMVs for a long time, and when digital stuff first started happening, I had like original old VHSs of like Guyver and Elisa and shit like that I was like ripping into digital form and cutting up in Sony Vegas. And yeah, baby. Akira Bipolar, do you still have those tapes and mangas? I do still have a lot of them, yeah, in a storage facility in Wales. Where when we moved to the US, we couldn't bring all our shit. When we moved from the UK to the US, so we put all our shit in a storage place in Wales. So all of my shit, all of my comic books and VHSs and DVDs, so much of that shit. When I first got like a job as a music journalist, and I was making more money than I ever made. Every Friday I would just go out and buy DVDs and wooware and liquid acid. That's what I spent all my money on, you know. Like wooware, like the silver denim wooware suit and shit like that, and DVDs of like anime and old movies and shit like that. So I've got this incredible collection of hard copy stuff, but it's all in a storage facility in Wales. And it's basically a case of we've been having to wait until we have a place that we know we're going to be in for a while, and then we'll get that shit shipped over. And we still haven't got to that point, you know. We're currently exiled in Mexico with no idea how long we'll be here. Well, basically until the tourist visa runs out, unless we can get an embassy appointment sooner. But it's still the case that officially there is no appointments till next year. But our plan, well, what we're doing is contacting embassies individually and seeing if we can find a kindly human who will let us do it sooner than next year. And in the meantime, enjoying Mexico, you know, enjoying my junkyard dog friends and enjoying the beautiful flowers that grow through the rubble. God bless. God bless. Skip Bipolar, you should show your collection one day. That's what she said. But it's always been a thing. It's really exciting to have that, right? Because it's been so long now. It's like, I think it's like 7 years or something. 8 years. I barely remember what I've got. So when I get it, you guys, I mean, holy shit, the creative potential of that, all my vinyl, all my cassettes, oh my God, my mixtapes, sweet Lord. The mixtapes I used to make when I was a little kid, when I was 7 and 8, I've still got all that stuff in a box. So I'll be able to make art with that stuff. I'll be able to sample my old VHSs. I'll be able to sample my old DVDs. I'll be able to sample my old CDs. People be like, oh, it's so convenient. It's cool now. Why do you need CDs, DVDs and shit? All that stuff's on the internet. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's crazy to me. Oftentimes I'll remember something, like a song I used to like when I was 13. That shit ain't on Spotify. All those Britpop bands that never got as big as Oasis are not on Spotify. Like, there's loads of Britpop bands like Speedy that nobody remembers that are not on Spotify. You can't find them. And if you do find them, I was trying to find a Menswear song the other day, and the only way I could find it was on someone had ripped a version of the music video on YouTube, but it was such bad quality audio-wise, I could barely hear it. It sounded like it was underwater, you know, that sloshing sound. It's something that's been copied 1,000 times from a 128 kbps MP3 sounds. You know that shit? That's aesthetic. I mean, I feel in a couple of years' time, kids are going to get to a certain age where like 96 kbps MP3 will be a desirable aesthetic, and people will be trying to recreate that, and you'll be able to buy plugins to recreate that with one knob, you know. But yeah, it's exciting to have all the cool shit, because I was one of those guys who collected shit, you know. I lost some of it, by the way. I had a tragic occurrence because I left home early. You know, I left home when I was the day before my 16th birthday, and I had my most precious stuff from before that period of my life in a couple boxes, you know, and a bunch of it got robbed. in a bunch of different places, because I would be in the squats or situations like that, living with junkies or whatever, and some of my shit got robbed. It was fucked up. One time I got back to my place that I was renting, and the police were in there, and I thought, oh shit, I thought they were there for me, for something. And they were like, oh yeah, you've been robbed. And then my window was smashed. And they'd nicked a bunch of my Oasis 12 inches, And that made me sad, because I love my Oasis 12 inches. And that still makes me sad to this day. But it was funny, because I did deserve it. I did deserve it. But yeah, I still got a lot though. But it's the point, like, I lost many things over the years living in dodgy situations. But I kept the amount of it that I hung on to, always amazed me. Like, I'd be in some messed up situation, like living with smackheads or whatever it was, and I managed to hang on to a bunch of records and comic books and VHSs and shit. Like, certain things I managed to hang on to through. So, like, at some points in my life, I was dragging my stuff around the world in like a granny car. You know what a granny car is? It's like a suitcase on wheels, And I kept my shit, like going through woods and stuff, like sleeping under benches with my shit. And I've still got that shit. Like, I still got that shit. So I look forward to I've got that shit in a storage facility in Wales. I look forward to being reunited with that shit one day, because like, nostalgia is fucking powerful. You gotta be careful. That's why I always say, it's one of the reasons I always say you gotta forge new connections. It's real easy to be like, I like this music, I like 2002 emo, that's what I like, I don't need nothing else. But if you stop there, you stop listening to new music, and you stop creating new connections. I've told you before, like, I use music as a time travel device, so I can go, what was I listening to in 2001? I put that record on, and then I'm back in that place, and I get all those feelings and memories and like visceral mind powers, right? But it's not just that. It isn't just that, because if you stop forging new connections and forging new pathways, your ability to do so will reduce significantly. Those muscles will atrophy, and too much importance will be placed upon those pathways which you forged. So that music, or those TV shows, or those movies that became so important to you at that point of time, will become too important to you, and they will be too easily weaponized against you. A big company can come in and they can take those stories, and then they will redo those stories, and they will use them against you. They will use them to hurt you. They will use them to pervert your children. They will use them against you, and you will be powerless because you gave them so much power, because you put so much power into a few things. There is no limit to your potential to love, right? Thus, there is no limit to your potential to love art, to appreciate art. You could find a new song every day for your whole life, and it could be as important to you as the first song you found. You could love it that hard. But people stop. People think, oh, that's it, I've had enough, or whatever. And that fucks them in so many different ways. That's one of the ways. And I see it unfolding all the time right now. I'm seeing it happen. This He-Man thing, it seems so ridiculous, but if they're doing a bait and switch with the He-Man thing, and the He-Man trailer, the people are freaking out, is not representative of the whole series, and they are in fact doing the 2002 thing where they Jake Skywalker He-Man and somehow like disgrace him and make him less than in order to prop up new characters that the things they wish to convey to the new audience or whatever. It's gonna break so many people's hearts, and that's not a light thing. That's not like, some people are so emotionally invested in those things, in these characters, these TV shows, these songs, whatever it is. People are so invested in them. Their entire childhood is that, it really means something. It's not trivial. It's not trivial. And they love to laugh. Oh, the man babies or the whatever, right? There's people out there for whom those shows and their toys are a direct connection to everything that they've ever loved. Whether they had a good relationship with their parents or whether they had no relationship with their parents. I see them all in these comment sections. And so many of them are like, I can't wait to watch this with my kids. Like, oh God, if they do to He-Man what they did to Star Wars, there's going to be so many broken people as a result of it. It's so weird, but that's how powerful this shit is. It's not trivial. This is people's mythology, and mythology is crucial to the development of the individual within the culture that they're in. And we know this, and they know this. They know this so well, and they use it against you. So just to take it back to that, that's why I always say, that's one way you can protect yourself against that ever happening to you. Because if you're strong enough that you've made enough connections, that there's enough things that you've fallen in love with, and you continue to fall in love with, the inevitability of them taking something from the past and desecrating it to attempt to hurt you or to attempt to change your children or whatever it is, it won't be able to affect you, because that's not all you have, because you have more than that, you know. Suffice to say, like, I ain't watching none of this shit. Fool me fucking twice, all that. Let's see what the chat is saying. God bless. Why did we even get onto that? Banglacow. Just joined this stream. What a treat to meet the Don. Hey, thank you for being here, baby. Andrew Pullman, what are your top 5 anime recommendations? Akira, Alita, I was just saying, some newer stuff. Parasite is really good. Satoshi Kon's Paranoia Agent is incredible as a series. Parasite's really good, like one and done. It's just one season. Parasite, like, see, the reason manga is outselling American comics to such a fucking crazy degree. Parasite, right, is like basically, it's everything I loved about Spider-Man when I was 13. It taps into the same thing, you know, and it just does it with such heart and such truth, you know. That was really dope. What was we watching recently? Evangelion was pretty amazing. For a newer thing, Attack on Titan's great. Hercules isn't ready for it yet. I'd forgotten how hardcore that first episode was. We watched Evangelion, and that was probably a bit too old for us, to be honest. I didn't go into that as prepared as I should have. But we didn't watch the movie. But yeah, you saw that when... actually, I won't spoil it for you. But something happened in that Titan first episode. We're watching it, Hercules enjoying it. Ooh. Then the end of that episode, something happens, and then it finishes. And I looked over at Hercules, and he was just, his face was just up like that, and then he just burst into tears. It's like, all right, shit, he wasn't ready for that. I have this weird idea thing. So I remember when I was 7, I watched like Alien and Terminator and all this stuff. Kids in the 80s, I feel, I don't know. We watched a lot of stuff. It's also interesting that nowadays, like, movies are just because they want to sell more of them. You know, certain shit they used to put in movies, they don't put in movies anymore. You never see titties in movies anymore, you know? You never see, like, someone's arm spraying blood everywhere anymore. Like, in the 80s, if you was watching a movie, like, 8 times out of 10, you'd see a load of blood spraying at one point, and you'd see a couple titties. Maybe 3. You know, maybe 3 if you was watching RoboCop or not RoboCop. What was the one where Arnie went to Mars and that guy's head exploded. Anyway, shit's different now. Christopher Genevieve says, I miss movie titties. Yeah. Yeah, Brian Scott says, Akira, I hope you and her and Mama are well along with the rest of the man's family. Love you all. Love you. Thank you. We are blessed. You know, we are here. It's a beautiful day to be alive here at the peak of recorded human civilization by Jove. Savage Chill says, my dad got me into watching Robocop, Blade, Terminator, and Conan around 5 or 6. I love those movies. See, 5 or 6, exactly. Yeah, my dad showed me Terminator when I was like 8, 7. He fast forwarded to do the sex scene. So it didn't make sense. You know? I always think about that. It's so funny. But I understand it. Total Recall is indeed the one I was thinking of. Savage Chill. Exactly that. Exactly that. Matt Carter says, I watched Natural Born Killers with my dad when I was like 10. They didn't want to let me in the theater. You went in the theater? Shit, Woody Harrelson's face that big when you're 10. I think there's a big difference between 10 and 8. I think there's a big difference between 10 and 7. Shit, I don't know. I think everyone's different. Who knows? Multiverse Media Space says, the manga turns the world from the beginning on its head. You talking about Attack on Titan? Yeah, I only watched the first season, but I read the manga like quite far in. I don't want to say anything in case it spoils anyone, because it would have. It would have. That's a show that's easy to spoiler. But I also saw the movies. Have you seen the movies? I saw the Attack on Titan live action movies. If that's the end of the manga and the anime, well, I know what it is. And I like it. I like that end. It's a good end. I like that end. That's always one of my favorite endings. You know, we've seen that ending in so many things. I can't say what it is. I don't want to spoil anyone. And but if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Anyway, Jacob, he says, I saw Predator when I was 7. That's one that's got a lot of arterial spraying in it, I'm pretty sure. I saw that one when I was 11. I remember that. That's a bad movie. That's a bad movie. They don't make movies like that no more. But you could say that about anything, you know, because they don't do anything like they did anything anymore, because it's not anymore. You know, that's not where we are. And that stuff exists. It could have only been made by those people. Those people are gone. You know, what they're making now is what they're making now because it's being made by those people. Everything's cyclical. Round and round it goes. You know, this next generation are going to be dealing with some shit that's going to make them make some really good shit. Oh yeah, they're going to make some really good shit because they can deal with some shit, and that's a beautiful thing. Matt Carter says, first movie titties I saw were ended up being dead titties. I lost the rest of the message. What a classic message to lose the rest of. Jake Gertie says, Apollo Creed got his arm blown off. Matt Carter says, Jason was Necro. Mississippi Conductor says, I also watched Star Trek Next Generation with him every night through my childhood. This is your dad. We loved watching Kung Fu. The legend continues. That's wholesome. That is wholesome. Jake says, Aliens when I was 6. Yeah, I think I was 7 when I saw Alien. Alien's one of the best movies of all time. And remains so to this day. By Jove. By Jove. YouTube Hero Alex says, use code FATHER at checkout for 10% off your orders in the shop. Exactly that. Exactly that. If you are here tonight, then just especially for you, because I like you and I appreciate you, and it's nice to be here with you, use the code FATHER, all caps, to get 10% off your order. MEANINGWAVE.com. Speaking of father, though, I just saw the time and I need to go hang out with my boy. So, shit, I got to get out of here. How about that? That just flew by. Who'd have thought? Just sitting around chatting with you guys. Andrew Pullman says, thanks for getting me into Lo-Fi Akira. Yo! Hercules is designing a video game. I said, I'll do the music for you if you like. He said, okay, Dada, but I don't want it to be lo-fi. You have to make music that is scary and dynamic. So do you make dynamic music? Super Conductor says, I totally forgot Evangelion needs a rewatch. You'll have probably noticed Evangelion featured quite heavily in the Theo visuals. and that was Skura Bipolar's idea, and it was perfect. It was a perfect idea. It fit the music perfectly. It was so crazy because hadn't Hercules come around here, say hi. We literally just watched Evangelion like a month ago all together, and then at the same time that I was making the Theo album, and then I sent a couple songs to Skura Bipolar, and Skura Bipolar was like, Evangelion fits perfectly. Philippine did amazing. Hercules, how you doing? Do you want to go find that motorbike? Are you ready to find them?
Wait, Dad, you know what I should do?
What? Come on in.
Stream Legend of Zelda.
You want to stream playing Legend of Zelda?
Yeah.
Yeah. We should, shouldn't we? We can't do it right now because
Wait.
hooked up.
If this stream gets 100 viewers,
Yeah.
then we should stream Legend.
Well, this stream it's already had 100. It's already had 100 views, but it won't now because I'm about to stop it. Because I just told them. I just said to them, "Yo, it's Father's Day. I want to go play with my son."
Then how about
What?
if we get $200 from this stream,
What happens?
we will start. We will do a series of playing Legend of Zelda.
Oh, you want to do a series of playing Legend of Zelda? Yo, look at his
That
face.
would be fun. That would be fun.
Okay, stop walking out of frame. They need to be able to see your cheeky face.
That would be fun.
That would be fun. You're being persuasive now, aren't you?
Yep. If you guys give us $9 more, then we'll start a series.
Will we?
Yeah.
Is that what's going to happen?
Yes, we will, and there's no doubt about it.
There's no doubt about
We
it.
will do it.
Will we?
Yes.
This is like you with your. He does this thing. We're in the pool, and he's like,
I'm down with
he's
Zelda.
like, "Hey, Dada," he goes, "We give me. I'm gonna put my head underwater for 10 seconds. You're gonna give me 50 cents, okay? Don't you?" And then you go, "I'm just gonna do a lap right now, and you're gonna give me $1."
A playthrough. Let's go. Mushroom. Does that mean you want us to play Mario?
Who wants to play Mario?
That guy. That he sent. Sissio.
Sakura Bipolar.
No, this guy.
Sissio Faye.
He said mushrooms.
Look, Hercules. Look what just happened.
Hype. Money. Oh my God. Okay. Dad, we better do a stream. After the stream we can talk about it. But
yes, we'll talk about it. Thank you, Miss Superconductor, for the $5. Thank you, Sissio Faye, for the $9. Says do it. Savage Chill says bet. Let's get after it. Appreciate you.
yay.
Okay, we should. I mean, father son. We have been talking about doing father son EPIC STREM for a while.
Yeah, and you know what we should do? We should make a separate channel.
Oh yeah, make a separate channel.
Akira the game. No, that's terrible. No. Okay. Before we stop, vote on a name in chat.
Okay, suggest us some names for the father son game stream.
And then tomorrow
we could just do it on my Twitch channel. I'm not doing anything with that at the moment.
We could do that. Okay, we can do that.
That's possible. Matt Carter says the force strong in him. Winston Amaro says, bro, I've been listening to nothing but your mixes for the last month. I love your work. Keep it up, man. Hey, thank you. Appreciate you. Sheila says he's growing up so fast. Oh, I know. Sakura Bipolar says Akira Gaming. Play TK, thank you for the $5 super chat. God bless you.
Akira Gaming. Meaningwave exists. Akira Jr. Akira and her game time. $9 more. Who's he? What part of Mexico are you at? We're in Playa del Carmen.
Yeah.
Cheers. YouTube here Alex says and
heart. Indeed. Gameplay TK says meaning game exists.
The ruler. Meaning game exists. That should be it. Meaning game. Instead of meaning wave, it's meaning game.
Meaning game
meaning gay. Meaning game. Meaning game.
Stop being so based.
What?
So you have to be okay, because you'll get a bit more based now as you get older, right? You have to be careful when you're doing live streams, right? Okay, so you don't say bad words.
That's a bad word.
What?
Gay.
No, it's not a bad word.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying you need to be careful.
Yeah. That you swear all the time.
No, I don't. I never swear. What are you talking about?
You do. You say shit.
No, I don't.
And you say.
I've never said that in my life. I don't know what you're talking about.
You have. You have. And Mum paused, turned down the volume when we were watching it because you said some stuff inappropriate.
Did I?
Saying inappropriate stuff.
What did I say?
I don't know. She turned it down.
I didn't know that you were watching it downstairs.
No, upstairs in my room.
I didn't know you were
Not
watching it
your
upstairs.
room.
I didn't know. Well, see, there you go. That's what I'm saying to you. You have to bear in mind who the audience is. You know, you have to bear in mind that people might be watching and they might be influenced by the things you say. All right, so you be careful what you say.
Well, what I say is true. You should do what I say. If I say download Roblox or Minecraft, download Roblox or Minecraft. If I say, I don't know, subscribe.
Yeah, that's true.
Something like that. Like,
Yeah, that's a good point. When Herky said, tell everyone to subscribe.
subscribe! Or I'll yell in the microphone.
Yeah. Jackie Pavel says, Akira, your voice sound.
Your nine sound. Lol. Akira the father stream. Akira.
Strem.
Deep.
Strem. Strem.
We should pick. When we're done with the stream, we should pick the name.
Strem.
Let's give them 1 more minute.
Men's Strem.
1 more minute to pick that name.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the voice. I think that the voice is balked on this, but it seems to be not so balked that we can't do it. I think it's pitching it down a little bit or something. I don't know why. But it did. All right. Anyway. Diamond. Odin's stream says Sophie.
Every single time you send a diamond, that's how much. That I'll give $1 to my friend in jailbreak.
What?
Yep.
Hang on. So how many diamonds have been sent?
That's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Now
So you could give $7 to your friend in jailbreak.
Yeah. But there's not even that much because like you can get a million, and if you get 1,000, that's not even that much. If you get 10,000, not even that much. 100,000 is where you get medium.
Oh.
So like when you get 600,000, that's a lot.
Okay.
So $7 isn't that much, but with all the Mitchell in Seattle started every single diamond you guys give. I will try and
More diamonds.
give money to my friend.
Okay. There's more diamonds. And apparently I sound like Tony Robbins. What does Herc sound like? I'm going to put this on. There's more diamonds.
Those are a lot of
That's what
different
you sound like.
diamonds.
Is this what you're going to sound like when you're a teenager?
So Mitchell in Seattle started every single diamond you guys give. I will try and get 9 pots of diamonds.
Oh no, that's a lot of. You better be counting this. You owe your homie a lot of dollars.
By now it's probably about 200 or 300. Do I sound the same, Shaky Pavel? Shaky Pavel. Diamonds!
Screamo Herky in the chat. Diamonds. Anyway, as I was saying, it's time for us to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for us to bid a sweet farewell. A sweet farewell. It was lovely seeing you all. It was lovely hanging out with you. I'll try fix the the voice issue for the next one.
Mitchell in Seattle again.
Michael in Seattle.
Okay, Michael in Seattle. H, know what I have started. Herc, know what I started. You've started the start every single time. Now people are gonna spam diamonds for my friend to get loads of money. The max amount of diamonds is 100,000. If you push that many diamonds, I'll have to get that money. And
Slay the dragon, win the game, says 2076.
We did slay a dragon.
We did, didn't
At
we?
the end, kind of. Well,
In Zelda.
he looks like a dragon. Hope you enjoy your stay. Wave. Great catching up with you guys. Stay safe. Diamonds. Diamonds. Diamonds.
Diamonds, diamonds, diamonds. Diamonds, diamonds.
Okay, I'm
diamonds.
gonna pick a name now.
What are you picking? A winner?
Pick name.
What are you picking names for?
Pick a name for our gaming channel thingy.
Oh, well, Young Master Persuader. Who said that? WMIV. He really is. He really is.
Akira,
Yeah, anyway.
Zelda's epic playthrough. Let's go. Where are the names?
Whose names?
All the names thingy.
They're in here. We'll look after it afterwards. We'll work out a name. We don't have to pick a name right now. Shaki Pavel says, thank you, Akira, and your awesome family. Oi! God bless you. Jake Gertie says, awesome seeing you live again. Herc, you're a fine lad. You have a fantastic pops. Isn't that nice? Marmadon says 5. I don't know what that means. Oh, she's trying to remind me to do the by 5. I don't need reminding to do the by 5. I don't. I was about to do it. Got Hercules here. I already did I did the high 5 earlier.
I know you did.
Yeah.
But you looked like you were drifting off and we're just going to say bye.
No, I'd never do that. I'd never finish a stream without doing a by 5. It would never happen. I am a professional. All right? I'm a professional. With a nice t-shirt. Oh, I love that beanie. All right, you want to do the by 5, Herc? Yeah?
Okay. Let's go.
Okay, let's go. It's me, Mario.
So far, you guys have sent at least 400 diamonds.
Wait, turn that down. That's come through. It's confusing. Confused. Mamadon just walks in here listening to the stream, which is like 3 minutes behind. Just casually hanging out in the doorway. Just. Yeah, I forgot I was holding a phone listening to a stream.
Sorry.
Yeah. All right, Herky, do the by 5.
Okay.
Thank you all for hanging out. It was really nice being here and seeing you all. We shall be back soon. I'll fix the voice thing. We'll get a plug. We can, yeah, shouts out to the internet. Shouts out to Player Internet. Shouts out to our Airbnb hosts who stuck a wire through the window. All that.
So nice.
So nice. So nice. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to everyone who supported.
Thank you for 400 diamonds.
Thank you for 400 diamonds.
Which is $400.
For your friend.
Yeah.
Thank you, Harry Potter 9890. Thank you, Matt Lally, Cedric Tej, Chris Olin, Members Time, Ill Ink, Ill Stain, James Scon, Mute Barbecue, Crooks 503, Jimmy Jockins, Ciso Faye, Scoops 82, Pixie, Walking More Poet, Robert Easley, Austin Kamen, Andrew Cumber Roman, Super Conductor, Savage Chill, Gameplay TK. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. Get 10% off your order at meaningwave.com with the code FATHER, all caps FATHER. That will work until midnight tomorrow. And yeah, enjoy the new music. Thank you to everyone who shares. Mosquitoes here have been going mental on us. Mardan has I normally get it worse, but they're going hard on Mardan right now. They're going hard. You know what I mean? But anyway, as always, thank you to everyone who shares the music. You are the real MVPs. If you want to support the wave, go meaningwave.com. There's a donate page which has got all the donate links if you want to do anything like that. But of course, the most important thing that everyone can do is let somebody know about Meaningwave, baby. Tell someone the truth. What is the truth, Hercules?
Meaningwave exists.
Man, I thought you were gonna break some ears. Then I'm so proud of you, son. I'm so proud of you for telling the truth.
Also, you will get screamed at if you don't subscribe.
But exactly that. If you
Dada,
what?
how about every wave someone posts in chat?
Yeah.
You have to
What?
give me $1.
Give you $1 for every wave.
Every wave emoji you send, my dad gives me $.
Nah, that would break. I'll be bankrupt in a set. I'll be done. Oh no! Cincy Beats just dropped.
Oh, thanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
And without further ado, it's time for the international by 5. Are you ready, Hercules, for by 5? 3, 2, 1. By 5. Boom! Hold your hand there, Hercules. You got to hold that hand there.
I got a name. Maz Gaming.
Maz Gaming.
Maz Gaming.
Maz Gaming.
The gaming channel.